Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook, Hokage's Strongest Krypton Gold System. Chapter 61. Student Kamizuki, you were really good today, especially the ninjutsu at the end, like a bolt of lightning. Just when Uchiha's mind was diverging, Kurani Yuhi's sweet voice suddenly entered Uchiha Kamizuki's ears. Ah, is that so? Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Yuhihong's pink and tender cheeks. Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but want to reach out and pinch her. Mitarashi Anko, who was on the side, saw that Uchiha Kamizuki's attention was always focused on Yuhihong's body, and suddenly felt uncomfortable. Immediately, Mitarashi Anko hurriedly opened his mouth, intending to attract Uchiha Kamizuki's attention, and said, "Of course it's true. At that time, we couldn't see your movements, and we found that Hatake Kakashi had been hit by you. It was simply too powerful." While talking, Mitarashi Anko got to the side of Uchiha Kamizuki, then hugged Uchiha Kamizuki's arm, and said coquettishly, "Kamizuki, what's the name of your ninjutsu? Can you give it to me?" Feeling the slightly soft feeling on the arm, Zebo Kamizuki took a look at the coquettish look towards him, and said involuntarily, "Chidori is a lightning attribute ninjutsu I just developed. It is equivalent to A-level ninjutsu. It is very difficult to learn without enough chakra and the same chakra attribute." Quote. Is that so? Hearing this, Mitarashi Anko couldn't help but feel slightly discouraged. She originally planned to use the opportunity of learning ninjutsu with Uchiha Kamizuki to get in touch with Uchiha Kamizuki more. However, it now appears that Uchiha Kamizuki has no intention of teaching her at all. Thinking of the ninja school graduation exam this time, Uchiha Kamizuki is about to start to accept the task of genin. Mitarashi Anko knew himself. It was basically difficult to see Uchiha Kamizuki again, and his mood became very bad. Sensing Mitarashi Anko's mood, it didn't seem very good. Uchiha Kamizuki thought she was a little angry because he didn't want to teach her ninjutsu. After thinking for a while, Uchiha Kamizuki touched Mitarashi Anko's smooth hair and said, "Although Chidori can't learn it, I can still teach you some other ninjutsu." Really? Mitarashi Anko, who was not in a good mood at first, suddenly became happy again after hearing what Uchiha Kamizuki said. He looked at Uchiha Kamizuki expectantly and asked, "Kamizuki, are you really going to give me ninjutsu?" "Well, yes." Uchiha Kamizuki glanced at Mitarashi Anko, whose face turned from cloudy to sunny, and nodded helplessly. "Very good." Hearing this, Mitarashi Anko was in a good mood instantly, and he hugged Uchiha Kamizuki's arm even harder. "Hey, cousin Kamizuki, I want to learn new ninjutsu too." Uchiha Obito on the side, after hearing what Uchiha Kamizuki said, hurriedly said, "Cousin Kamizuki, if you give Anko ninjutsu, I will learn it too." Uchiha Obito is envious. Uchiha Kobe's super ninjutsu has been around for a long time. Especially Uchiha Kamizuki used to beat Hatake Kakashi's Chidori. Uchiha Obito felt he had to learn. Because he also wants to use this trick to defeat the rival in love, Hatake Kakashi. "Kamizuki, can I learn ninjutsu with them?" Kurenai Yuhi at the side saw Uchiha Kamizuki and wanted to teach everyone ninjutsu. After hesitating for a while, Kurani Yuhi also looked at Uchiha Kamizuki pitifully and asked, "Ah, okay, no problem." Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but feel a little overwhelmed by Kurenai Yuhi's pitiful and cute appearance, and said quickly, "When I get better, I will teach you ninjutsu. Kamizuki, get well soon." Hearing this, although Mitarashi Anko was not particularly willing, he still said, "We are waiting for you." Just as Mitarashi Anko finished speaking, the door of the ward suddenly opened, and a slightly thin figure walked in from the outside. "Come, Uchiha Fugaku, who came all the way. Fugaku-sama." Uchiha Obito was the first to recognize Uchiha Fugaku's identity. "Zero. Hehe. I'll come and see Kamizuki." Uchiha Fugaku just nodded to Uchiha Obito lightly, then focused his eyes on Uchiha Kamizuki, and said with a smile, "This time Kamizuki defeated Hatake Kakashi of the Hatake clan, and maintained the glory of my Uchiha clan. He deserves to be the first-day genius of my Uchiha clan." Facing Uchiha Fugaku's praise, Uchiha Kamizuki was flattered, and didn't even respond. He just responded lightly and said, "Master Fugaku, thank you." The reason why Uchiha Kamizuki behaves like this is because he has no sense of belonging to the Uchiha clan. After all, since Uchiha Kamizuki became an orphan, the people of the Uchiha clan didn't care about his life and death at all. If it weren't for Uchiha Kamizuki's repeated talent, the people of Uchiha's family would not have liked him at all. Furthermore, Uchiha Kamizuki had suspected before that it was the people of the Uchiha family who contributed to the flames and pushed him to the forefront to take the blame. Otherwise, how could Uchiha Kamizuki have been made so passive, and fell into the current situation? Finally, Uchiha Kamizuki is now, on the bright side, Sarutobi Hiruzen, a member of this faction. After having this relationship, if Uchiha Kamizuki gets confused with the Uchiha clan again, the other high-level people in Konoha village probably regard Uchiha Kamizuki as a spy who was arranged by the Uchiha family to break into the high-level people in Konoha village. At that time, his best end will be that the higher-ups in Konoha village will put a set of spells similar to Caged Bird on him to prevent him from revealing their secrets. Sigh, it seems that Uchiha Kamizuki really, as Master Tianquan said, has developed a grudge against the Uchiha clan and lost his sense of belonging to the clan. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki's thoughts diverged, Uchiha Fugaku also roughly guessed Uchiha Kamizuki through the change of Uchiha Kamizuki's tone, and he had a small attitude towards the Uchiha family. When Uchiha Kamizuki's thoughts diverged, Uchiha Fugaku also roughly guessed Uchiha Kamizuki's attitude towards the Uchiha clan by observing the changes in Uchiha Kamizuki's tone. Oh, it seems that Uchiha Kamizuki really, as Master Tianquan said, has developed a grudge against the Uchiha clan in his heart, and has lost his sense of belonging to the clan. In this way, only his pair of Sharingan can be recovered. It's a pity for such a talented boy. Thinking of this, Uchiha Fugaku couldn't help but shook his head secretly, and then said to Uchiha Kamizuki, "Since you, Kamizuki, are all right, then I'm relieved, I won't bother God anymore and you can rest." As soon as the voice fell, Uchiha Fugaku turned around and walked out of Uchiha Kamizuki's ward. "I'm afraid there will be trouble again." Seeing Uchiha Fugaku walk out of the ward with a blank face, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but secretly reminded himself to be careful of the Uchiha clan. After what happened with Uchiha Fugaku, no one else came to see Uchiha Kamizuki. And Uchiha Kamizuki was so happy, so he chatted with Yuhihong and Mitarashi Anko, talked about their feelings, and then bragged with Uchiha Obito. 10 days will pass. With the help of Uzumaki Naruto's character card and the recovery ability of the Uzumaki clan's physique, Uchiha Kamizuki recovered almost in just 1 day. In the early morning of the next day, Uchiha Kamizuki packed up his things, and went out of the Konoha hospital together with Kurenai Yuhi, who came to pick him up. As a result, before the group of people had gone far, they were stopped by an Anbu ninja who appeared suddenly and wore a cat face mask. "Uchiha Kamizuki, Hokage-sama wants to summon you, please come with me." Standing in front of Uchiha Kamizuki and others, the Anbu ninja wearing a cat face mask said this to Uchiha Kamizu. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki didn't speak immediately, instead he looked at the Anbu ninja in front of him first. Uchiha Kamizuki, who is familiar with the plot of the original work, knows that the root ninja under Shimura Danzo always pretends to be the Anbu ninja under Sarutobi Hiruzen, and secretly killed many Konoha elites. It's no wonder that Uchiha Kamizuki thinks this way, mainly because Uchiha Kamizuki has performed too prominently during this period of time. With Shimura Danzo's favorite habit of monitoring the entire Konoha, I'm afraid that Uchiha Kamizuki has already been targeted by Shimura Danzo at this moment. And with Shimura Danzo's daring character, who dared to assassinate Hokage, let the root ninjas under him pretend to be Anbu ninjas. Then trick Uchiha Kamizuki to the root and control it with ruthless means. This kind of thing can be done completely. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki did not dare to be too cautious. "Master Hokage, want to summon me?" So, Uchiha Kamizuki put on a puzzled expression on purpose, and looked at the masked Anbu ninja in front of him. Yes. The Anbu ninja heard the words, and after a simple explanation, he urged again. "Uchiha Kamizuki, please come with me." Okay, Uchiha Kamizuki can't find out for the time being whether this Anbu ninja is a fake root ninja under Shimura Danzo, so he can only agree temporarily. Then, Uchiha Kamizuki turned around again, and said to Uchiha Obito and Kurenai Yuhi lightly, saying, "You go back first, I will teach you ninjutsu after I go to meet Hokage-sama." "Okay, then go and come back quickly, we will wait for you at the training ground." Seeing this scene, Mitarashi Anko said to Uchiha Kamizuki reluctantly, "Well, then I'll go first." Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki smiled slightly at Mitarashi Anko and the others, and then left with the Anbu ninja on the side until the Hokage house. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki and that Anbu ninja came to the first floor of Hokage house. The Anbu ninja first went to submit a report to meet Hokage, then took Uchiha Kamizuki up to the third floor and came to Sarutobi Hiruzen's office. As soon as he entered the door, Uchiha Kamizuki saw Sarutobi Hiruzen, who had been working hard, and Utatane Kaharu, Mitokado Homura, and Shimura Danzo, the three big bosses in Konoha village. What do you mean? When Uchiha Kamizuki saw that there was Shimura Danzo in the Hokage summoning this time, he couldn't help raising his brows slightly and secretly slandered. Could it be Shimura Danzo, who figured out some way to trick me? Just when Uchiha Kamizuki's thoughts diverged, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who had been working hard, put down the work at hand, turned to Uchiha Kamizuki with a kind smile, and said, "Kamizuki, are you feeling better? Thank you Hokage-sama for your concern." Upon hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately put on a flattered look, and quickly said, "My body is fine, that's the best." After hearing Uchiha Kamizuki's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen had a more amiable expression on his face, and nodded to Uchiha Kamizuki with satisfaction. "Kamizuki, do you know why the old man asked you to come here today?" P.S. Today, a reader said that I didn't see the Rock Lee that was given for the first charge, which made me feel very embarrassed. My book is not a summoning stream, it is impossible to produce a real person. After all, when the plot came, Rock Lee himself was going to come out. It was so embarrassing to have two Rock Lees at that time. Therefore, the form of expression I chose is a character card, and it is enough to let the protagonist learn the skills of that character. Furthermore, the first charge to send Rock Lee does not mean that the charge is free, and there is consumption. This is my understanding of Krypton Gold, which may be different from what you think. Otherwise, after the protagonist finishes charging the money becomes game currency, which is always there and accumulates infinitely, then it will be impossible to write. Krypton Gold cannot be the same as reality. I hope everyone can understand it. Kamizuki, do you know why this old man asked you to come here today? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked down. Uchiha Kamizuki, who was slightly nervous, asked with a smile. As a result, after asking this sentence, Sarutobi Hiruzen felt a little regretful. Because, like last time, Uchiha Kamizuki stopped talking to him and left him there. The reason why Uchiha Kamizuki wants to do this is mainly because Sarutobi Hiruzen is now in menopause. The most important manifestation is that he spends a lot of time talking, and he often recalls the past, those old and rotten things. Uchiha Kamizuki really doesn't want to talk about ideals and life with these 5 big and 3 rough. The highest education is no more than junior high school. Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally didn't know these thoughts in Uchiha Kamizuki's mind. Hey, Kamizuki is good at everything, talent and perseverance are not bad, it's just this problem that he can't speak when he sees a big man, it's really a headache. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the overwhelmed Uchiha Kamizuki, thought in his heart with some pain, and then said, "It's like this. The main reason I came to you this time is that Danzo wants to discuss something with you." What the hell? Shimura Danzo wants to discuss something with me. After hearing Sarutobi Hiruzen's words, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but shudder, and immediately became careful. Who is Shimura Danzo? That's the conspirator known as Darkness of the Ninja World, the top rat shit in Konoha village. This kind of person still needs to discuss with Uchiha Kamizuki, a genin-level shrimp. Besides, Shimura Danzo is a representative of the Hawk faction in Konoha village. He has always adhered to the principle of being able to do things without being aggressive, and often does not even listen to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Such a Shimura Danzo, why did he suddenly become so elegant when doing things today? I can already smell it, a strong smell of conspiracy. In just an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki was sure that Shimura Danzo must have dug another big hole and wanted to punish him. Danzo, Uchiha Kamizuki, I'm in love with you. Sarutobi Hiruzen briefly explained the situation to Uchiha Kamizuki, then once again focused on Shimura Danzo's jaw and said with a smile. If there is something, you can discuss and solve it yourself. Upon hearing this, Shimura Danzo first gave Sarutobi Hiruzen a cooperative look, then turned his gaze to Uchiha Kamizuki and said unhurriedly. Uchiha Kamizuki, I think you don't know my identity very well, so let me introduce myself first. I am Shimura Danzo, one of the elders in Konoha village, the current Hokage assistant of Konoha. Speaking of this, Shimura Danzo's voice paused slightly, and after glancing at Uchiha Kamizuki's expression, he continued. As for your performance in the previous battle with Hatake Kakashi, I personally admire you very much. In particular, your move to defeat Hatake Kakashi at the last moment surprised us even more. This time I asked Hiruzen to come to you, mainly to discuss with you. Ask if you can dedicate the lightning style ninjutsu that you defeated Hatake Kakashi to the village. In order to increase the fighting power of the middle and high-level ninjas in my Konoha village, the strength of the village will be further improved. Shimura Danzo looked at Uchiha Kamizuki, put on a posture of being wholeheartedly for the public, and persuaded Uchiha Kamizuki. I believe you will be willing to contribute this ninjutsu for the sake of the village. As soon as the words fell, Shimura Danzo looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with burning eyes. In fact, the reason why Shimura Danzo deliberately wanted Uchiha Kamizuki to hand it in for nothing was mainly because he wanted Uchiha Kamizuki to reject his proposal, so as to reduce Sarutobi Hiruzen's favor towards Uchiha Kamizuki. Shimura Danzo knows Sarutobi Hiruzen too well. He knows that what Sarutobi Hiruzen wants to see is a Uchiha Kamizuki who is dedicated to the development of Konoha and knows how to sacrifice his own interests. Not a Uchiha Kamizuki who puts his own interests above those of the village. Therefore, if Uchiha Kamizuki rejects his proposal, he can speak to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Based on this, it is said that Uchiha Kamizuki is too selfish, does not know how to take care of the overall situation, and is not the successor of the Will of Fire. Then, he gradually alienated the relationship between Uchiha Kamizuki and Sarutobi Hiruzen, so that Uchiha Kamizuki gradually fell to his side, and finally controlled Uchiha Kamizuki in his hands. And if Uchiha Kamizuki agrees, it's okay, at least he can get a set of valuable A-level ninjutsu for nothing. In short, in the end of this matter, the person who has benefited the most is always Shimura Danzo. Therefore, Shimura Danzo deliberately proposed to Sarutobi Hiruzen to test Uchiha Kamizuki. With this in mind, Shimura Danzo couldn't help but secretly proud of his wit, while trying hard to hide his true inner thoughts. Although Shimura Danzo was already there, trying hard to hide his true thoughts. However, Uchiha Kamizuki still saw the deep greed hidden in Danzo's eyes. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but feel tired, and secretly slandered. Contribution. What the hell, is lousy handing it in for nothing? I'm just saying that Shimura Danzo, an old guy with an unhealthy mind, must have no good intentions. Dogecoin, it was originally planned to be an empty-handed white wolf to deceive lousy. You know, Uchiha Kamizuki's lightning-style Chidori is a real A-level ninjutsu. If this kind of ninjutsu is sold on the black market, it will be easy to sell for 1 million. Shimura Danzo actually wants to use it. Uchiha Kamizuki directly contributes for such a sanctimonious reason. My heart is really dark enough. Uchiha Kamizuki's mind turned, repeatedly analyzing the key points of the whole thing. Judging from Sarutobi Hiruzen's character, if I refuse directly, I'm afraid he will favor me as a doctor. Now I can't let Sarutobi Hiruzen have a bad impression of me, otherwise, when Shimura Danzo targets me again, Sarutobi Hiruzen will not support me. It seems that I can't hand over this Chidori. In just a moment, Uchiha Kamizuki analyzed the stakes and sneered secretly. However, it is absolutely impossible for Lousy to hand it over for nothing. In just an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki analyzed the stakes and sneered secretly. Uchiha Kamizuki already figured it out. It was impossible for him and Shimura Danzo to pee in the same jug. In this way, if Uchiha Kamizuki can easily use the ninjutsu he got from the Krypton Gold system, this cheat. To teach this to Shimura Danzo, Uchiha Kamizuki's future enemy for nothing, to become a black technology in the hands of the other party, and to mess with himself in turn, how disgusting it is. Moreover, as the saying goes, if there is one and there is two, there are three. If this time Uchiha Kamizuki easily let Shimura Danzo get his advanced ninjutsu, Shimura Danzo will have to keep staring at him. At that time, Shimura Danzo, an old guy, will come to him every now and then to search for a wave, treating him as a 747 big league harvest. This precedent cannot be set. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki opened his mouth and said to Sarutobi Hiruzen, "Master Hokage, I am willing to contribute Chidori's ninjutsu to the ninjas in the village. However, I have a small request, and I hope Master Hokage can agree." Oh, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help raising his brows slightly when he heard this. Uchiha Kamizuki was able to hand over this ninjutsu, which made him feel that Uchiha Kamizuki still had a bigger picture. However, Uchiha Kamizuki's condition made him slightly displeased. However, Sarutobi Hiruzen is no matter what, after being Hokage for so many years, he has long since become moody, so he smiled and said, "Master Hokage, in fact, when I created this ninjutsu, I spent a lot of energy. In particular, in order to study and perfect this ninjutsu, I even found Teacher Minato and borrowed a full 100,000 taels from him. I still have no money to pay back this amount of money. So, I hope that I can contribute this ninjutsu to the ninjas of Konoha, but I also hope that Mr. Hokage can give me 100,000 taels so that I can pay back the money owed to Teacher Minato first. After all, as a genin, I want to earn 100,000 taels, and pay back the money from Teacher Minato. It will take too long." Having said that, Uchiha Kamizuki's voice paused, and after observing Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression unobservably, he continued. "Although, it is only natural for me to earn my own money to repay the debt owed by Mr. Minato. However, if this happens, it will take too much time for me to perfect the next ninjutsu." Originally, Sarutobi Hiruzen thought that Uchiha Kamizuki's reason was more reasonable, so it would be fine to give him 100,000 taels. However, the next moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly noticed that Uchiha Kamizuki said that he still had to perfect the next ninjutsu, and suddenly became restless, and asked in disbelief. "You want to perfect the next ninjutsu?" "Yes, I actually developed two ninjutsu at the same time, similar to Chidori." Upon hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki said honestly, "It's just that I didn't have any money later, so I used it to buy equipment to continue my research." After hearing Uchiha Kamizuki's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help being shocked. Uchiha Kamizuki is only in his senior year, yet he has already created Rasengan and Lightning-style Chidori to ninjutsu as high as A level. At this moment, it has actually started to study the third A level ninjutsu. With such a talent, Sarutobi Hiruzen even thought it would be difficult for him to achieve this level in a short period of time. Could it be that Uchiha Kamizuki is a super genius in ninjutsu? For a moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen only felt that he had really found a treasure. If Uchiha Kamizuki is really a super genius who studies ninjutsu, then his role in improving the overall strength of Konoha village is much more important than that of an ordinary cage-level strongman. After all, what a cage-level expert can influence is at most a few decades of Konoha's time. But a super talent like Uchiha Kamizuki can influence the high-end talents in Konoha village for generations. The best example of this is Sarutobi Hiruzen's teacher, Second Hokage Senju Tobarama. Second Hokage Senju Tobarama is a strong man who is good at studying ninjutsu. Although his reign was very short, he left too many ninjutsu, forbidden technique and secret techniques for Konoha village. The reason why Konoha village was able to continuously cultivate one strong man after another is inseparable from the various powerful ninjutsu left by Second Hokage Senju Tobarama in the sealed book. If Uchiha Kamizuki is really talented in this area, then it is necessary to support a lot. Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but think to himself. In that case, give Uchiha Kamizuki more money this time. If Uchiha Kamizuki is real and develops a powerful A-level ninjutsu again, it will be enough to prove that Uchiha Kamizuki really has the talent in this area and is a rare talent. After thinking about it, Sarutobi Hiruzen suppressed the throbbing in his heart and smiled at Uchiha Kamizuki. "I see, Kamizuki really has a heart. Indeed, Chidori is an A-level ninjutsu developed by you. It is indeed unreasonable for you to contribute to the village for nothing. Having said that, Sarutobi Hiruzen paused for a while, and after thinking about it for a while, he opened his mouth and said, "Well, let's sell your Chidori to the village for 800,000 taels. I don't know the price I offered, what do you think, Kamizuki?" Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help being slightly taken aback. He didn't know why Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly offered him such a price. However, if you don't make money, you're a fool, and Uchiha Kamizuki is certainly not an idiot, so he made a decision directly, without giving Shimura Danzo and the others a chance to refute, and immediately said, "Thank you, Master Hokage, I have no objection." Seeing this scene, Shimura Danzo couldn't help being a little dumbfounded, and he froze on the spot. What the hell, who can tell me what's going on now, ah? Didn't it be agreed a long time ago that Uchiha Kamizuki donated it for free? Why did it suddenly change to a high-priced purchase, Uchiha Kamizuki's ninjutsu? Hiruzen, you don't even know you have a new move to let me know, it makes me who was supposed to cooperate with you to perform in a daze. At this moment, Comrade Shimura Danzo, who is a veteran actor, said that improvisation is actually very difficult. Hiruzen. What the hell, can anyone tell me what's going on now, huh? Didn't it be agreed a long time ago that Uchiha Kamizuki donated it for nothing? Why is it suddenly changed to buy Uchiha Kamizuki's ninjutsu at a high price? Hiruzen, didn't you notify me of any new actions? This made me, who was supposed to cooperate with you in the performance, look dumbfounded. At this moment, Comrade Shimura Danzo, who is a veteran actor, said that improvisation is actually very difficult. Hiruzen. The current situation is completely different from the script that Shimura Danzo set before. By the way, our current Hokage is so capricious. Throwing away the script at the slightest disagreement, is Hokage's self-cultivation already so low? After complaining crazily in his heart, Shimura Danzo's face turned gloomy. The main purpose of his raising this matter today is to drive a wedge between Sarutobi Hiruzen and Uchiha Kamizuki. However, what he didn't expect was that Sarutobi Hiruzen began to pay for Uchiha Kamizuki's research. This is not what Shimura Danzo wants to see. No, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Uchiha Kamizuki must not let the relationship between the two of them go any further. With this in mind, Shimura Danzo hurriedly stepped forward and said to Sarutobi Hiruzen, "Hiruzen, this is absolutely impossible." Sarutobi Hiruzen heard this, but couldn't help raising his eyebrows slightly, and looked at Shimura Danzo with some displeasure. Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help thinking to himself, what's wrong with Danzo, why there is no tacit understanding before, and he didn't see himself as Hokage, has he already made a decision? However, Shimura Danzo, as Hokage's assistant, is also his old comrade in arms for many years. If he has an opinion, Sarutobi Hiruzen has to listen to it even if he pays attention to home decoration. Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but focus on Shimura Danzo, and asked, "What's the matter, Danzo, do you have anything else to do? Is there something wrong? Don't you have any doubts in your heart?" Hearing this, Shimura Danzo couldn't help but shudder slightly, but he is a scheming veteran, so he pretended to be serious and said, "Hiruzen, have you ever thought about what the other ninjas in the village will think if we buy Uchiha Kamizuki's homemade ninjutsu at a high price? After all, the Uchiha god is your nominal disciple. If you do this, others will think that you are showing favoritism. Misappropriating funds from the village and cultivating one's own cronies will do too much damage to Hokage's reputation, so I am different about this matter." Well, Danzo, you're right. After pondering for a while, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but nodded to Shimura Danzo, and said apologetically, "It's true that I didn't think carefully about this matter." Hearing this, a smile finally appeared on Shimura Danzo's gloomy face. "Shimura Danzo, old man, you're so determined to fight against me." Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help scolding his mother in his heart. What annoys Uchiha Kamizuki the most about Shimura Danzo is that this old guy always uses the righteousness of everything for the village to kidnap others and ask others to do this or that. But he himself is using this righteousness as a cover to seek personal gain from it. Among other things, let's talk about the idea proposed by Shimura Danzo now. asking Uchiha Kamizuki to use the ninjutsu Chidori he developed to arm Kenko's armed forces. Shimura Danzo really is, as he says, so disinterested. Then he secretly cooperated with Orochimaru, and the two secretly studied the cells of first Hokage Senju Hashirama. After the success, why doesn't he take out Shimura Danzo, share it with the ninjas in the village, and improve the overall strength of the ninjas in the village? Furthermore, people of various sizes such as the Uchiha clan, Hyuga clan, Nara clan, and Aburame clan, each of them has a powerful inheritance secret technique. Why don't you see Shimura Danzo? Go talk to them, let them show these secret techniques, share them with the ninjas in the village, and improve the overall strength of Kanzi. Isn't it because those families are powerful, if they are moved, they will cause a backlash, and they will be attacked by others? And Uchiha Kamizuki is basically alone now, without a strong background and backing, and his own strength is weak enough, so he can't resist him at all. Dogecoin, when Laozi has money, he will start to Krypton gold crazily. After improving his strength, he must take care of Shimura Danzo, this old fool. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki deeply felt that poverty restricts his growth. And just when Uchiha Kamizuki was furious in his heart, Sarutobi Hiruzen spoke to Shimura Danzo again, and he continued. However, I have already promised Kamizuki before, and if I don't count as a third Hokage, it will also damage the reputation of being a Hokage. When Sarutobi Hiruzen said this, his voice paused. Before Shimura Danzo objected again, he quickly continued. In order to preserve my reputation as a Hokage, I decided to do this. Uchiha Kamizuki's self-created ninjutsu Chidori is still purchased with 800,000 taels, but in order to avoid gossip, the money should come from your roots, Danzo. Hearing this, Shimura Danzo, who had only one eye left, couldn't help but suddenly looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen in disbelief, and asked. Hiruzen, you said that the money will come from me. Good. After listening to Shimura Danzo, Sarutobi Hiruzen squinted his eyes and said with a smile. After all, you were the first to propose this suggestion. Besides, this kind of contribution to the village must be your favorite thing to do, Danzo. However, don't worry, Kamizuki will be the first to leave a copy of the cultivation method for your roots after recording Chidori's cultivation method. Also, Danzo, for your contribution to the village this time, I will also remember it on your ninja. Shit Ninhun. This time, it was Shimura Danzo's turn to curse in his heart. You know, his Shimura Danzo is already Hokage's assistant, the real second in command in Konoha village. With such a status, he needs to be used by ninjas like Ninja Shuin to get promoted. For a moment, Shimura Danzo felt himself, as if being put together by Sarutobi Hiruzen and Uchiha Kamizuki, these two guys. This time, for this pot, Shimura Danzo only felt himself, and he was extraordinarily tired. With the supervision of Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo although hated in his heart. However, Shimura Danzo can't not give money, who makes Sarutobi Hiruzen the boss, and Shimura Danzo is just the second child. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki received 800,000 taels from Shimura Danzo. After getting the money, Uchiha Kamizuki didn't talk nonsense, and directly handed over the cultivation method of lightning-style Chidori completely. And after finishing these works, Uchiha Kamizuki left Hokage House in Sarutobi Hiruzen's satisfaction and Shimura Danzo's frustration. Seeing Shimura Danzo's complexion after Uchiha Kamizuki left, he couldn't help but look better, and thought to himself. Fortunately, Uchiha Kamizuki created it himself. This lightning-style Chidori is indeed an A-level ninjutsu. The 800,000 taels is not a loss, and the net profit is more than 200,000 taels. With this in mind, Shimura Danzo didn't want to talk anymore, and cheated him of Sarutobi Hiruzen's Sarutobi nonsense, and left Hokage House with a slightly gloomy face. Shimura Danzo decided that he would use the fastest time to popularize the ninjutsu of lightning-style Chidori to those ninjas who are good at thunder attributes at his root, and improve their strength. Soon, Shimura Danzo returned to the root headquarters, and then distributed the ninjutsu of lightning-style Chidori to those ninjas under him who are good at thunder attribute ninjutsu. Unbeknownst to Shimura Danzo's actions, Uchiha Kamizuki is about to be overjoyed now. Haha, Dogecoin Shimura Danzo, still want to cheat lousy me. When Uchiha Kamizuki thinks of Shimura Danzo, after discovering the restrictions of lightning-style Chidori, with that expression as if he has eaten a caddy of shit, he feels very good. The reason why Uchiha Kamizuki is so happy is mainly because the ninjutsu of lightning-style Chidori requires a high-speed sprint to be able to exert its maximum effect, and it requires an extremely fast movement speed. And in this case, because the speed of the caster is too fast, the specific movement of the enemy cannot be seen clearly, and it is very easy to appear empty, so that the opponent with quick reaction will seize this flaw and fight back. Therefore, the ninjutsu of lightning-style Chidori must be matched with the powerful dynamic vision of the Uchiha family and Sharingan, so as to make up for this fatal shortcoming and exert the greatest power of this ninjutsu. Regardless of whether it is Shimura Danzo or anyone else, as long as they are not from the Uchiha clan, or some people with powerful dynamic vision, when using this ninjutsu, the power can only be seen on the face. As for lightning-style Chidori, which has such a big flaw, even if the level of this ninjutsu is as high as A level, if it is really sold, it is estimated that it will cost 340,000 yuan. After all, there is only one ninjutsu that can't hit the enemy basically, and there is only one power left, which is used to pretend to be coercive. Therefore, this time, Uchiha Kamizuki sold lightning-style Chidori for 800,000 taels, which is really a huge profit. With such a mood, Uchiha Kamizuki went to Uzumaki Kushina's house full of joy and gave Namikaze Minato 10 million taels. Then, Uchiha Kamizuki went to the training ground again, and Mitarashi Anko and Yuhi Honghu had been waiting for him for a long time. I started practicing with them, and then guided them along the way. Soon, the day passed like this. The next day, early in the morning, Uchiha Kamizuki and Yuhi Hong came to the training ground again to start a new day of ninjutsu practice. What's more, the time of the morning of the day has passed again. Hateful, Uchiha Obito looked at Kurenai Yuhi and the others, and after he quickly learned the great fireball technique that Uchiha Kamizuki taught them, his eyes couldn't help turning red. Because his amount of chakra is too small, even with Uchiha Kamizuki, a genius cousin, teaching him hand in hand, it is very difficult for him to learn. After all, proficiency in ninjutsu requires a lot of practice. And Uchiha Obito now, even for a complete cast, the amount of chakra of the great fireball technique is not enough. In this situation, Uchiha Obito was very jealous when he saw Kuroyuki and the others that they could already use the weakened version of the great fireball technique. Uchiha Obito doesn't want to make his goddess Lin think he is such a waste. With this in mind, Uchiha Obito couldn't help finding Uchiha Kamizuki secretly and asked, "Cousin Kamizuki, do you have that kind of powerful and quick taijutsu?" In the end, Uchiha Obito thought about it, and still set his goal on taijutsu. Since his amount of chakra is too low to perform ninjutsu, he might as well just learn a physical technique. Otherwise, after 3 days, everyone else will gain something, but he, Uchi Obito, will achieve nothing. How embarrassing it will be then. Ah, do you want to be quick, and you need powerful physical skills? Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help frowning slightly, then stretched it out again, and said to Uchiha Obito, who looked expectant, "Cousin, here is indeed a very powerful esoteric physical technique, and it is relatively easy to learn, but..." Just what? When Uchiha Obito heard that Uchiha Kamizuki said that there really is such a powerful and quick-acting taijutsu, he suddenly became careless, and quickly asked, "You said it. The physical technique I taught you is Konoha's strongest secret physical technique." Uchiha Kamizuki showed a very dignified expression, and said to Uchiha Obito, "Therefore, the method of cultivation is a bit special, and you need to experience it yourself before you can learn it quickly." Upon hearing this was the reason, Uchiha Obito couldn't help but heaved a sigh of relief and said, "What am I supposed to do? Stop talking nonsense, teach me quickly, cousin Kamizuki." "Ah, if you insist on this, cousin, then you won't keep your secrets anymore." Seemingly infected by Uchiha Obito's steadfast momentum, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately began to seal his hands. Boom! Amidst a muffled sound, a white mist suddenly appeared beside Uchiha Kamizuki, and a lifelike shadow clone appeared beside Uchiha Kamizuki. Seeing this scene, not only Uchiha Obito, but even Kurenai Yuhi and the others not far away began to focus on Uchiha Kamizuki's side, wanting to see what Uchiha Kamizuki was doing. "Look at my cousin, this is what I'm going to teach you today, the strongest secret body art in Konoha village. Uchiha Kamizuki saw that his shadow clone had come behind Uchiha Obito, and immediately shouted to Uchiha Obito. Take the trick, and watch my Konoha's strongest physical skill secret, 1000-year kill. The next moment, a tragic cry swept across the entire training ground like a hurricane. Uchiha Kamizuki, this. In Konoha village, in Gen's headquarters, Shimura Danzo slammed the desk in front of him, his face so gloomy that he could almost drip water. Just now, his root ninja came to report that the ninjutsu named lightning-style Chidori provided by Uchiha Kamizuki before had extremely serious flaws. The flaw is that when performing this technique, the caster's own sprint speed is too fast, which will cause the caster to not see the enemy's position clearly, and the hit rate is so low that it is touching. After knowing the news, Shimura Danzo was so pissed off. Thinking about Shimura Danzo's life, it can be said that he has exhausted his strategies. Apart from competing with Sarutobi Hiruzen, he has never lost to anyone. But what he didn't expect was that when he was over 100 years old, he was slapped hard by the Uchiha Kamizuki, a 6-year-old kid from the Uchiha clan he hated the most. This Uchiha Kamizuki, thinking of how before I got the ninjutsu of lightning-style Chidori, I still felt like I made a lot of money, Shimura Danzo felt extremely ironic. No, this time, you can't let it go easily, Uchiha Kamizuki, that brat. With this in mind, Shimura Danzo got up abruptly. He was going to find Sarutobi Hiruzen, he was going to complain to Uchiha God. Soon, Shimura Danzo came to the Hokage house and broke into Sarutobi Hiruzen's Hokage office without even calling the applicant. Boom! Shimura Danzo violently pushed open the door of Sarutobi Hiruzen, Hokage's office, angrily came to Sarutobi Hiruzen's desk, and questioned Sarutobi Hiruzen. Hiruzen, you must be responsible for this matter, and you must give me a reasonable explanation. What's the matter, Danzo? Facing the furious Shimura Danzo, Sarutobi Hiruzen had a dazed expression on his face, not knowing what was going on with Shimura Danzo and how he suddenly lost his temper. In his impression, since Shimura Danzo took over and Hokage assisted in this position, he has become moody and angry, and there are almost no more obvious mood swings. I don't know what happened to Shimura Danzo, his temper suddenly became so violent today. What's wrong with me? It's because of that little fool Uchiha God. Asked by Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo immediately told Sarutobi Hiruzen about the major shortcomings of the lightning-style Chidori provided by Uchiha Kamizuki, this ninjutsu. At the same time, Shimura Danzo also expressed to Sarutobi Hiruzen that he had a very poor customer experience with lightning-style Chidori, a ninjutsu. In addition, Shimura Danzo also strongly condemned Uchiha Kamizuki's false marketing methods, and the spiritual damage caused by this method to consumers. In this regard, Comrade Shimura Danzo only represents the vast number of consumer groups who have been harmed by Uchiha Kamizuki's false marketing, and puts forward the following requirements. First, Uchiha Kamizuki must compensate at the original price for the economic losses caused to them. Second, Uchiha Kamizuki must make a public apology to soothe the hurt hearts of their consumers. Thirdly, in order to prevent Uchiha Kamizuki from harming other unknowing consumers again, he must be severely punished and strictly disciplined at his roots. Danzo, are you taking it too seriously? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the opposite side. At this time Shimura Danzo, whose one eye was a little red, didn't have any waves on his face. At the same time, Sarutobi Hiruzen still felt like laughing, and felt that Shimura Danzo at this time was actually quite happy. You know, he hasn't seen Shimura Danzo deflated for a long time, especially his opponent is still a 6-year-old brat. What, Hiruzen, you say I'm making a fuss? When Shimura Danzo heard the words, he couldn't help but feel depressed, and felt that he was hit by a critical blow in an instant, and his heart was pierced. HMPH. This Uchiha Kamizuki is only old this year, and he's going on a date like this to cheat people out of money. This kind of atmosphere must not be fueled, it must be severely punished. Shimura Danzo became more and more angry, and his attitude became more and more tough. He put on an expression of, "You want me or him," to Sarutobi Hiruzen, and said in a cold voice. "I don't care, Uchiha Kamizuki did too much this time, you have to punish him severely and give me a satisfactory explanation." Well, Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at it, and Shimura Danzo, who was not forgiving, couldn't help feeling a little headache, and turned to an Anbu ninja outside the door and said, "Go get Uchiha Kamizuki." Yes, because of people. The Anbu ninja immediately took orders and disappeared in place with the instant technique. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki was brought to Sarutobi Hiruzen's Hokage office. As soon as he entered the door, Uchiha Kamizuki saw Shimura Danzo staring at him with dark eyes, and immediately understood in his heart that Shimura Danzo probably discovered the flaws in the ninjutsu of lightning-style Chidori. "Kamizuki," Danzo said, that the lightning-style Chidori you provided has a very large defect and cannot be used at all. Sarutobi Hiruzen cut straight to the point and pointed out the problem. Then he narrowed his eyes and looked at Uchiha Kamizuki and asked, "What do you say about that?" "Ah, no way, I use it very easily." Uchiha Kamizuki was taken aback when he heard this, and said in surprise, "I won't lie to you, it's really smooth. Hitaki Kakashi is not discharged from the hospital yet. You miss this one." As soon as Uchiha Kamizuki finished speaking, Shimura Danzo became angry immediately, and asked Uchiha Kamizuki in a cold voice, "Your boy's ninjutsu relies too much on sprinting to increase its power. As a result, when performing the technique, because its own movement speed is too fast, it is impossible to see the enemy's movement clearly, and it is impossible to hit the enemy at all. This kind of ninjutsu can't be used against the enemy at all, and you didn't report it, and deliberately took this opportunity to cheat Konoha's money." Having said that, Shimura Danzo turned around abruptly, focused his eyes on Sarutobi Hiruzen, and said in a cold voice, "Hiruzen, Uchiha Kamizuki didn't learn well at a young age. I think he must be severely punished, and then discipline him well." Just when Shimura Danzo was aggressive, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help muttering a few words. "That, Master Danzo, don't practice this ninjutsu anymore. After all, you are too old and your eyesight is not good. It is normal to not be able to see clearly when using this ninjutsu. Getting older, my eyesight is bad, I can't see clearly." In just an instant, Shimura Danzo felt that he was hit again by Uchiha Kamizuki, and it was still triple hits. "Uchiha Kamizuki, how dare you satirize the elders in Konoha village?" Hearing this remark, Shimura Danzo was even more agitated. He also thought about what excuses Uchiha Kamizuki would use. However, Shimura Danzo really did not expect this situation, it was simply a personal attack. "Hiruzen, you must punish Uchiha Kamizuki severely." In the end, Shimura Danzo set his sights on Sarutobi Hiruzen. Shimura Danzo is now gone, and doesn't want to argue with Uchiha Kamizuki anymore, lest Uchiha Kamizuki appear again, with high-intensity crit damage. "Master Hokage, I really don't know, Master Danzo has bad eyesight, so he can't practice this kind of ninjutsu." Uchiha Kamizuki immediately showed an expression of being frightened by Shimura Danzo, and said to Sarutobi Hiruzen in a panic, "You see, why don't you do this, or let Master Danzo wait for a while, and I will improve the Chidori technique. I will use the fastest time to change Chidori into AB level ninjutsu. In this way, Master Danzo can practice even if he has bad eyesight." Speaking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki seemed to have thought of something, and added another sentence, saying, "If Danzo-sama still can't cultivate AB level Chidori, I can help Danzo-sama change Chidori to AC level ninjutsu until Danzo-sama can practice it." Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes are firm, and he tried his best to show his excellent after-sales service spirit. Hearing this, Shimura Danzo could not help but tremble. Is this just a joke? Changing to AB level or even AC level is still useless at that time. Moreover, what does Uchiha Kamizuki mean when he said this, The goods have been sold, still not refundable. All the while, Shimura Danzo felt shameless enough. However, Uchiha Kamizuki's performance today makes me feel that my skin is still too immature, and I can't compare it at all. Sarutobi Hiruzen was listening to Uchiha Kamizuki and Shimura Danzo's speeches, and couldn't help laughing. However, since Shimura Danzo had brought the matter to him, he had to stand up and say a few words. Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but lightly exhaled a smoke ring, and then coughed twice. After seeing Shimura Danzo and Uchiha Kamizuki, both of them focused their attention on him, Sarutobi Hiruzen said calmly, Kamizuki is still too young, it's normal for him to be lacking in the development of ninjutsu W. Danzo, as a senior in the village, I believe you will understand, right? Having said that, Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Shimura Danzo with a dissatisfied expression, then focused his gaze on Uchiha Kamizuki again, and said. However, Kamizuki, since the Chidori ninjutsu you developed, there is indeed a problem in that aspect, as Danzo said. Then, this time Danzo bought it with 800,000 taels, and your ninjutsu is indeed at a disadvantage. In this regard, you are also obliged to make compensation to Danzo, so the old man thinks you have no objection. Although Sarutobi Hiruzen spoke with a questioning tone, he did not give Uchiha Kamizuki a chance to object, so he continued on his own. As for compensation, it will be deducted from the next ninjutsu you develop. What do you think about this, Kamizuki? No problem. Upon hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki hurriedly spoke. Sarutobi Hiruzen's overtones, Uchiha Kamizuki can already be heard. Sarutobi Hiruzen is urging him, if Uchiha Kamizuki can't come up with a brand new ninjutsu. It is equivalent to saying that the last time Uchiha Kamizuki was talking nonsense and completely fooling him Sarutobi Hiruzen, the consequences will be serious. Of course, if Uchiha Kamizuki does reinvent a whole new ninjutsu, it is tantamount to proving that Uchiha Kamizuki really has the talent to develop ninjutsu and is a talent worth cultivating. Moreover, the next brand new ninjutsu is estimated to be sold to Shimura Danzo at a low price, as compensation for Chidori's defect this time. Of course, it goes without saying that Comrade Sarutobi Hiruzen, who is a notary public, will also take this opportunity to collect a copy of this brand new ninjutsu. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki saw that in this series of things, both he and Shimura Danzo were working for Sarutobi Hiruzen white hits. Sarutobi Hiruzen got his 2 original ninjutsu without paying anything. Man is old and treacherous, hehe, this Sarutobi Hiruzen is really not a fuel-efficient lamp. Uchiha couldn't help but secretly sighed in his heart, Sarutobi Hiruzen was playing tricks. Because, whether it is him or Shimura Danzo, even if they know that Sarutobi Hiruzen has benefited for nothing, they can only follow suit. Not only that, but they also have to try their best to maintain Sarutobi Hiruzen's image, and they can't tear Sarutobi Hiruzen down at all. Snort. Shimura Danzo snorted coldly. He had obviously figured it out, and the whole thing went round and round. However, such a result is always better than letting Uchiha Kamizuki get away with cheating him out of 800,000 taels. Therefore, I feel that a lot of Shimura Danzo has been released in my heart, and I don't plan to talk nonsense with Uchiha Kamizuki. Well, since the two of you have no objections, then this matter has been resolved. Seeing Uchiha Kamizuki and Shimura Danzo, they have already recognized their own handling methods. Sarutobi Hiruzen does not intend to talk nonsense anymore, and directly started to see off the guests. Okay, you can go back. Humph. Shimura Danzo glared fiercely, and after Uchiha Kamizuki glanced at him, he also left directly out of Sarutobi Hiruzen's office. Afterwards, Uchiha Kamizuki did not stop, followed behind Shimura Danzo, and muffled out of Sarutobi Hiruzen's Hokage office. After Uchiha Kamizuki and Shimura Danzo, the two of them left, Sarutobi Hiruzen raised his head again, took a sip of the dry tobacco in his hand, and then said softly. The little guy Uchiha Kamizuki. You really have a lot of thoughts at such a young age. Looks like it's time to arm yourself. Uchiha Kamizuki returned to his home, and after sorting out the things for the mission, Uchiha Kamizuki directly entered the Krypton Gold system. Click on the Ninja Mall. Uchiha Kamizuki looked around, after the existing B-level ninja character cards, finally set his sights on the Prince, Uzumaki Naruto's character card. Maybe Uzumaki Naruto is not the most powerful among all the B-rank ninja character cards, but his various boosts are the biggest. Moreover, this B-rank Uzumaki Naruto character card also has a current Uchiha Kamizuki, very coveted skills. There is nothing to hesitate. Lousy is a man with a huge sum of 750,000 taels. A B-level ninja character card is just enough to afford it. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki no longer hesitated, and directly chose Uzumaki Naruto Shippuden, a character card. In just an instant, Furokumaru debited Uchiha Kamizuki's 11 taels from Uchiha Kamizuki's account. Then, a shining, Blonde Shippuden version, Uzumaki Naruto's character card appeared in front of Uchiha Kamazuki. Props. Character cards. Level. B Ninja Uzumaki Naruto Shippuden. Common Skill 1. Wind Style Rasengan. Note. The advanced ninjutsu of ordinary Rasengan, adding wind attribute chakra to Rasengan, has higher attack power than ordinary Rasengan, and has cutting ability when attacking. It is the embryonic form of wind style spiral shuriken. Quote. Normal Skill 2. Big Ball Rasengan. Note. The advanced version of ordinary Rasengan uses a large amount of chakra, which is compressed into a high-density chakra ball from a longer distance, and the power is fully released at the moment it hits the target, producing amazing destructive power. Quote. Upanisha. Wind Style Spiral Shuriken. Note. The powerful S-level ninjutsu, on the basis of Rasengan, adds the skill of wind attribute change. The seemingly gigantic Rasengan Shuriken is actually an agglomeration of countless tiny, chakra blades. It can use the deformation and high-speed rotation of extremely high-density chakra to directly destroy 130 trillion cells in the opponent's body from a microscopic perspective, and its attack effect is closer to toxins. Passive Skill. Advanced Uzumaki Physique. Note. Emperor Chakra has a strong recovery ability and is far superior to ordinary ninjas. Quote. Debut Bonus. Wind Style Ninjutsu attack power increased by 11%, chakra total amount permanently increased by 10%, body recovery speed increased by 8%. After carefully understanding Uzumaki Naruto Shippuden, the detailed information of this character card, Uchiha Kamazuki couldn't help showing a very satisfied smile. Uzumaki Naruto really deserves to be the #1 male. From skills to appearance bonuses, he almost crushes some inferior A-level ninjas. Uchiha Kamazuki felt that the 110,000 taels was worth it this time. Uzumaki Naruto Shippuden as a character card, the two ordinary skills are A-level ninjutsu, and the mysterious skill Wind Style Spiral Shuriken is an S-level ninjutsu. Moreover, the appearance bonus of this character card is combined with another C-level character card, the Little Uzumaki Naruto character card. The superimposition of these two character cards largely makes up for the shortcoming of Uchiha Kamazuki chakra being relatively small. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamazuki replaced Uzumaki Naruto Shippuden and C Ninja Uzumaki Naruto and Hatake Kakashi Boy. After these three character cards, I immediately felt that my strength had improved significantly. Haha, my current chakra is comparable to elite Chunin. Coupled with the blessings of so many ninjutsu and secret techniques that I have mastered, the real combat power is already close to Special Jonin. Uchiha Kamazuki exited the system space directly after experiencing his own strength excitedly. In less than 2 months, the Chunin exam will be held. Uchiha Kamazuki plans to spend half a month to get acquainted with Uzumaki Naruto Shippuden, all the skills of this character card. Meanwhile, Uchiha Kamazuki, too, was deliberately trying to stay out of the limelight. After all, this time he was not serious about cheating Shimura Danzo, a conspirator. Uchiha Kamazuki reckoned that Shimura Danzo would not let it go. If he ran out of the village at this time to complete those C-level missions, he would be secretly attacked by Shimura Danzo. Moreover, when Uchiha Fugaku visited him that day, that temptation was still fresh in Uchiha Kamazuki's memory. According to Uchiha Kamazuki's view of the Uchiha family, this Blood Successor Limited family is fancy to the Blood Successor Limited family. I'm afraid he won't allow traitors like Uchiha Kamazuki to appear in his clan. 00. Otherwise, wouldn't the Uchiha family's blood inheritance boundary have been leaked everywhere, and some people with good intentions have been thinking about it, waiting for an opportunity to plunder the traitor's Sharingan, taking it back and transplanting it directly to themselves. It seems that we can only do some D-level missions in the village. After making a decision, Uchiha Kamazuki went directly to the Hokage house, on the first floor of the Hokage house, where the missions of the ninjas were received. The ninjas in Konoha village will come here when they accept or submit tasks. After becoming an official ninja in the village, Uchiha Kamazuki must do 2 things well. First, during times of war, it is necessary to respond to the call of the village and the daimyo of the country, and form a ninja coalition to participate in the battle with the ninjas of the enemy country. Second, in peacetime, you must complete various tasks in the village to earn task commissions. 90% of the commissions earned from ninja missions belong to the ninjas who complete the missions, and those who complete the missions will be credited to Konoha Village's public account. The reason why Konoha Village arranges genin must be completed every month. A certain number of D-level tasks are actually carefully considered by generations of Hokages. On the one hand, it is because of the rational use of ninja resources. After all, advanced ninjas only need to do some D-level tasks that ordinary people can complete, which is really a waste of resources. The reason why Konoha Village arranges genin must be completed every month. A certain number of D-level tasks are actually carefully considered by generations of Hokages. On the one hand, it is because of the rational use of ninja resources. After all, advanced ninjas only need to do some D-level tasks that ordinary people can complete, which is too much of a waste of resources. On the other hand, in order to protect these fledgling genin, prevent them from taking on some too dangerous tasks prematurely. Another thing is to use these small things to exercise the minds of these genins, so that they can accumulate more experience in dealing with others. Life tasks such as helping villagers weed and watching children can allow ninjas to get in touch with the people more and create a better sense of belonging. At the same time, it can also make them understand that not all things must be resolved through force, so as to reduce the killing nature of ninjas. The benefits of this approach to raising ninjas are enormous, most notably in contrast to Kurigakure. What Kurigakure implemented is to train ninjas as killing machines without emotions. The result of this policy is that most of the trained ninjas are proud of their talents and do not know how to coordinate operations. Moreover, once stimulated, it will become rebellious ninja, the most typical of which is Kurigakure's, the ace force of Ninja 7. The 7 ninja swordsmen just listen to the tune and not the announcement, and even Mizukage's orders are often not listened to. This situation is known to the other 4 major ninja villages. With the development of the times, Kurigakure has also become the weakest ninja village among the 5 major ninja villages, which also shows the inadvisability of Kurigakure's method of cultivating ninjas. In such a self-hypnosis, Uchiha Kamizuki started a hard-working career of brushing D-level tasks. Fortunately, Uchiha Kamizuki has multiple shadow clone technique ninjutsu. He can create multiple shadow clone and practice different ninjutsu at home. And his body is playing cover outside, doing various D-level tasks. Time spent more than half a month in Uchiha Kamizuki's methodical practice. At this time, Uchiha Kamizuki already has the number of D-level tasks required to take the Chunin exam. Now, Uchiha Kamizuki is still worse, there is only one C-level mission. So, Uchiha Kamizuki found his chief master Namikaze Minato, and told Namikaze Minato that he wanted to take the Chunin exam. Namikaze Minato listened and expressed great support. However, Namikaze Minato also told Uchiha Kamizuki that he is also improving a very important ninjutsu now, and he really has no time to accompany him out of the village to do C-level tasks. After some speculation, Uchiha Kamizuki guessed that the current Namikaze Minato should be improving the Flying Thunder God technique. If this is the case, Uchiha Kamizuki is really not good enough to bother Namikaze Minato. However, Namikaze Minato, a chief master, is quite responsible. In the end, Namikaze Minato applied for a Jonin from Sarutobi Hiruzen to be the leader Jonin of Uchiha Kamizuki's C-level mission this time. In such a situation, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Although more than half a month has passed, Uchiha Kamizuki's strength has also improved a lot. However, the threat of Shimura Danzo always made Uchiha Kamizuki feel like a stick in his throat. In particular, this time the C-level task was still a long-distance escort task, which made Uchiha Kamizuki even more vigilant. Although the escort mission this time is not small, in order to live better in the future, God Uchiha has to give up. With such mixed feelings, Uchiha Kamizuki fell asleep. The next day, early morning, Uchiha Kamizuki got up early, washed up, and went straight to Konoha village. According to Namikaze Minato's statement yesterday, today there will be a Jonin-level ninja, and Uchiha Kamizuki will perform the escort mission this time. When meeting for the first time, Uchiha Kamizuki doesn't want people to think that because of his being late, the arrogant temper of the Uchiha family has flared up and something unpleasant happened. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki found the entrance of Konoha village. At this time, there was a tall, thin, purple-haired ninja with a travel bag waiting at the entrance of the village. Why did this guy come so early? Uchiha Kamizuki didn't expect that he got up so early, and in the end, the first blood was still taken away by others. Before Uchiha Kamizuki approached, the purple-haired ninja turned around suddenly. As expected, he is a senior ninja of the Jonin level, and his perception is really sharp. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help sighing in his heart, and then said, "I'm Uchiha Kamizuki, I don't know if this senior is." Before Uchiha Kamizuki finished speaking, the purple-haired Jonin on the opposite side spoke directly, interrupting what Uchiha Kamizuki was going to say next, saying, "That's right, I just accepted Minato's invitation to take you on this mission, Jonin, the guide of the mission." Speaking of this, the purple-haired ninja couldn't help but take a good look at Uchiha Kamizuki. The group continued to speak. Uchiha Kamizuki, right, I often hear from my daughter that you are more handsome than me. After seeing today, I can already be sure that my daughter still needs to hone her eyes on men. A man either looks like a woman or is handsome. A truly handsome man needs to have experienced the vicissitudes of life. Having experienced the vicissitudes of life, why don't you just say that you are ugly and you're done? In just a split second, the image of a senior person created by this purple-haired ninja suddenly collapsed in Uchiha Kamizuki's heart. Who the hell is this guy? Isn't it true that the monkey invited him to be funny? Uchiha Kamizuki looked at the purple-haired ninja in front of him, who was still talking to himself, and quickly interrupted the chatter of the other party, and asked with some embarrassment. "That, senior, please forgive me for asking, who is your daughter?" "No, you boy don't know me." Hearing this, the purple-haired ninja couldn't help but widen his eyes with an expression of disbelief. "You are so good, I really don't recognize you." The corner of Uchiha Kamizuki's mouth twitched slightly, and he didn't know what to say for a long time. No matter how hard he racked his brains to think about it, he still couldn't remember that in Konoha village during this time period, there was that Jonin-level ninja with such a high attribute value. When Uchiha Kamizuki said that he didn't know him, the purple-haired ninja couldn't help but widen his eyes. Immediately, this purple-haired ninja looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with an expression of disbelief and asked, "No, you kid really don't know me." Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but want to roll his eyes when he heard this. "I don't know a character like you, isn't that normal?" Although I thought so in my heart, Uchiha Kamizuki said very politely. "I'm sorry, senior, I haven't seen any big scenes, and I really don't know you." "You boy." Hearing this, the purple-haired ninja patted Uchiha Kamizuki on the head in displeasure, and said with some depression, "My daughter is Mitarashi Anko, and I am her father, Mitarashi Zishao." "Mitarashi Zishao, Mitarashi Anko's father, then he is my future father-in-law." Uchiha Kamizuki glanced at Mitarashi Zishao, who was completely out of shape, and couldn't help frowning slightly, feeling the urge to kill relatives righteously. "I don't care, how can Mitarashi Zishao be such a virtue?" After confirming the identity of Mitarashi Zishao, Uchiha Kamizuki even thought about scolding her mother. As Uchiha Kamizuki remembered, Mitarashi Zishao seemed to be one of Konoha 8 Colors, the former minister of Anbu. According to legend, Mitarashi Zishao's strength is second only to Konoha's White Fang Hitaki Shuomo, who is good at 3 types of ninjutsu, nature transformation, and is a rare all-round ninja. However, such a well-known and strong man behaved so unscrupulously. Thinking of Mitarashi Zishao becoming his father-in-law in the future, Uchiha Kamizuki felt that he was about to commit the long-lost embarrassment. "So it's Uncle Zishao." Although he was uncomfortable, Uchiha Kamizuki still had a lot of etiquette, and he still greeted Mitarashi Zishao very politely. After Mitarashi Zishao responded to Uchiha Kamizuki indifferently, he glanced at the sky again, and then said to Uchiha Kamizuki, "Okay, it's getting late now, let's talk while walking." "Okay, Uncle Zishao." Uchiha Kamizuki has been ready for a long time, and when he heard that he was going to leave, he naturally said yes. Immediately, Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishao walked outside Konoha village. Unbeknownst to Uchiha Kamizuki, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was in Hokage's house and Hokage's office at this time, actually watched the whole process of his encounter with Mitarashi Zishao. After seeing Uchiha Kamizuki leave Konoha village, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked back and said to the door, Suo Mao, come in. Squeak. As Sarutobi Hiruzen's voice fell, the door of Hokage's office opened directly, and then he saw Hatake Sakumo walking in from the door. Master Hokage. After Hatake Sakumo came in, he saluted Sarutobi Hiruzen. QVQ. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't look up. He looked at the Chunin assessment application form submitted by Uchiha Kamizuki in his hand. Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but pinch his brows with a headache, and asked, "How's the investigation going? Do you know who is in the black market, offering a reward for Uchiha Kamizuki?" Hearing this, Hatake Sakumo immediately explained respectfully, "Not yet. The other party's methods are so sophisticated that they basically didn't leave any clues. It's really impossible to start. The result is about the same as I expected, but since Uchiha Kamizuki was born, he has hardly left the range of activities of Konoha village." After Sarutobi Hiruzen heard Hatake's investigation results, he couldn't help showing a clear expression on his face, and then continued to say, "How did such a Uchiha Kamizuki become enmity with the ninja of the outer village, so that the other party offered a bounty of 5 million taels in the black market for the head of UAJDE Zebo Kamizuki?" Master Hokage, actually, I doubt. After thinking for a while, Hatake Sakumo said hesitantly, "I suspect that in the black market this time, the people who put a bounty on Uchiha Kamizuki. Actually, it's us, people from the village. I think it might be." Before Hatake Sakumo could finish speaking, Sarutobi Hiruzen interrupted Hatake Sakumo with a wave of his hand. What Sarutobi Hiruzen usually hates the most is that the ninjas in the village are fighting each other. Therefore, although what Hatake Sakumo said has some truth, but without real evidence, he does not want to listen to these useless guesses. With this in mind, Sarutobi Hiruzen directly opened his mouth and said, "Okay, since you can't find out who it is, don't waste any more time to find out. However, the safety of Uchiha Kamizuki cannot be ignored. How about it, Sakumo, now you send a few powerful Anbu ninjas to secretly protect Uchiha Shenner and the others. At the same time, I am sending a letter to Mitarashi Zishou, telling him to be more careful about the possible assassination of bounty hunters." "Yes, Lord Hokage." Seeing Sarutobi Hiruzen, Hatake Sakumo didn't intend to pursue it, so he didn't want to say anything more. He immediately responded and went straight down to arrange for the manpower. After seeing Hatake Sakumo leave, Sarutobi Hiruzen got up slowly, walked to the French window behind him and looked into the distance, which was the clan land of the Uchiha clan. Could it be from the Uchiha clan? Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. The ones who are most likely to do this at present are undoubtedly the people of the Uchiha clan. After all, since Uchiha Madara's defection happened, the gap between Konoha and the Uchiha clan has gradually deepened. At this time, the relationship between Konoha and the Uchiha clan has reached the most tense moment in history. But Uchiha Kamizuki is at this critical moment, apprentice Namikaze Minato, which is equivalent to defecting to Konoha's side. Uchiha Kamizuki's behavior is basically equivalent to a traitor to the Uchiha family. Coupled with Uchiha Kamizuki's extraordinary talent, in order to avoid future troubles, it is guaranteed that the blood successors of the Uchiha family will not flow out. Therefore, the people of the Uchiha clan offered a high price for the head of Uchiha Kamizuki in the black market, which is completely justified. If it's really the Uchiha clan. Gently exhaling a puff of smoke ring, Sarutobi Hiruzen pinched the center of his brows worriedly and secretly slandered. This kind of disregard of the overall situation must be warned. Uchiha Kamizuki didn't know that he had already been offered a reward in the black market. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou were handing over to Ryueki Sakamoto, the employer who issued the task this time. What's going on? Why is the person who accepts the task a brat? Seeing that there were actually only 2 people here this time, and there was actually a kid among them, the smile on Ryueki Sakamoto's face couldn't hold back immediately. You must know that as a member of the main combat faction under the daimyo of the Fire Nation, Ryueki Sakamoto used some more radical methods in secret. In this way, he has offended many officials, big and small, so that his name has almost been on the black market's reward list for a long time. Therefore, in order to ensure his personal safety, Sakamoto Ryueki not only raised a large number of samurai under his command. At the same time, he also released the protection mission, 350, in Konoha Shinobi Village for a long time. However, in Konoha Shinobi Village, the maximum time limit for protection tasks is 1 month. This caused Ryuiki Sakamoto to release new protection missions every month. It can be said that a character like Ryuiki Sakamoto who regularly releases tasks every month can basically be said to be an old friend of Konoha Village. But now, this old friend of Konoha Village is obviously a little dissatisfied. This time, Sakamoto Ryuiki wanted to go to the border town of the country where he had been, to discuss with the envoys of the country of Wada, and to discuss the issue of trade exchanges in the coming year. And Ryuiki Sakamoto is a registered figure in the black market, and the possibility of being assassinated is very high. Therefore, Sakamoto Ryuiki naturally hoped that the stronger the ninja who took over the task this time, the better. As for the combination of Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou, it is obvious that the veterans lead the novices, and let the rookies come out to practice. Especially, when Ryuiki Sakamoto saw Uchiha Kamizuki's immature face, his dissatisfaction became more and more intense. For such an important task this time, Konoha actually sent a fledgling novice here. Isn't this just joking about the personal safety of his Sakamoto Ryuiki? After thinking about it in his heart, Ryuiki Sakamoto said to Mitarashi Zishou, "I don't agree, you go back now, I ask for a replacement." Mr. Sakamoto, we have a very strict system for task acceptance in Konoha Village, and there will be no ninjas who undertake tasks that are beyond their own capabilities. Mitarashi Zishou smiled slightly at Sakamoto Ryuiki's dissatisfaction, and didn't mean to be angry at all. Instead, he explained patiently, "And, even if the task fails, we will double the compensation to the client. I don't need any compensation from you, I only have one request, and that is a replacement." Although Mitarashi Zishou spoke very well, but Sakamoto Ryuiki didn't like it at all. If something happened, no matter how much money he pays afterwards, he will not be able to use Ryuiki Sakamoto, so there must be a fart. Seeing that Ryuiki Sakamoto's attitude was so firm, Mitarashi Zishou didn't intend to use his mouth to persuade the other party. Immediately, Mitarashi Zishou went to his own Jonin ninja certification and handed it to Sakamoto Ryuiki, who was opposite. As soon as he saw Mitarashi Zishou's Jonin certification certificate, Sakamoto Ryuiki immediately beamed with joy, showing a satisfied expression. "You know, the C-level mission is the best, which is to invite a few chunin. As for the ninja of the Jonin level, it is impossible. Jonin level ninjas can basically only be hired for B-level tasks. However, the extra money for B-level missions and the extra money for C-level missions are very different." And this time, Ryuiki Sakamoto released a C-level protection mission, and Konoha Shinobi Village actually sent him a Jonin, which really surprised Ryuiki Sakamoto very much. Could it be that Konoha is here recently, doing some activities to give back to old customers? Ryuiki Sakamoto felt very pleasantly surprised now. As for Uchiha Kamizuki, he already regarded it as a gift attached to the event in Konoha Village this time. "Haha, I have misunderstood before, please don't take offense." Thinking of this, Sakamoto Ryuiki suddenly changed his attitude, and became very polite to Mitarashi Zishou. "The two of you must be tired after traveling all the way. I have already ordered the kitchen and prepared various dishes for you. Please don't be too polite, Mr. Ninjas. Sakamoto-kun is too polite." Mitarashi Zishou couldn't help but smile very much when he heard this, but he really didn't mean to be polite. Seeing Mitarashi Zishou, he gestured directly at God Uchiha with his eyes, then got up and left with Ryu Sakamoto. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki naturally also got up, and went to eat with him. Seeing the scene where the guests and hosts were having a good time, Uchiha Kamizuki finally understood why Namikaze Minato needed it, and found him a guide Jonin to take him to complete the task this time. On the one hand, it is naturally to protect the safety of Uchiha Kamizuki, on the other hand, I am afraid it is to better gain the trust of the employer. After all, no matter how strong Uchiha Kamizuki is, it will never change the reality that Uchiha Kamizuki is still just a 6-year-old child. Soon, a welcoming banquet was over. Afterwards, Ryuiki Sakamoto arranged a room for Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou, so that they could have a good rest. Because, they will set off early tomorrow morning to negotiate with the envoys of the Kingdom of Fire and the border town of the Kingdom of Fire. Lying on his own bed, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help falling asleep. After all, this was his first time out of the village to do a mission. And this kind of mission is not those D-level missions in the village, this kind of mission will encounter real enemies. By the way, I haven't killed anyone yet. I heard that it's the first time I kill someone, but various things will happen, such as nausea, vomiting. Uchiha Kamizuki got up suddenly, looking at the bright full moon outside the window. His heart was full of thoughts, and it was really difficult to fall asleep. Hey, it's so late, how could a woman come over? Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki noticed that a young woman in a gorgeous kimono came to Mitarashi Zishao's door lightly, and knocked on the door lightly. Not long after, the door of Mitarashi Zishao's room opened, and the woman in kimono walked in calmly. After the woman in kimono entered, Mitarashi Zishao poked his head out of the room, looked around ghostly, and then closed the door again. What's going on here? What the hell, why is there no one here when Laozi is here? This is the treatment that only the real strong can have. Just at this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki felt the sadness of being a weak person, which was so strong that it could hardly be melted away. At this moment, in his mind, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but imagine, what is the purpose of the woman who entered Mitarashi Zishao, the room, and what will happen to them? A series of messy thoughts came one after another, making it even more difficult for him to fall asleep. Early the next morning, Uchiha Kamizuki got up early and ran to Mitarashi Zishao's door to squat. He wants to embarrass this old and disrespectful guy when Mitarashi Zishao comes out with that woman. As a result, Uchiha Kamizuki waited for a long time in front of Mitarashi Zishao's door, but he didn't see Mitarashi Zishao coming out. Kamizuki, what are you doing hiding here, little guy? Just when Uchiha Kamizuki was waiting, the voice of Mitarashi Zishao suddenly rang out behind Uchiha Kamizuki. My grass. In just a moment, Uchiha Kamizuki woke up instantly, turned around and looked behind Mitarashi Zishao, and asked with a puzzled face. Uncle Zishao, why are you here? I thought you weren't up yet. Hehe, an excellent ninja, the most important thing is persistence and hard work. Hearing this, Mitarashi Zishao couldn't help but shuddered on Uchiha Kamizuki's head, and hated Iron for being weak, and educated Uchiha Kamizuki. Tell me about you. You are still a ninja, you sleep in late every day, and if you continue like this, you will be surpassed by other ninjas of the same age sooner or later. Uchiha Kamizuki rubbed the head that was hammered by Mitarashi Zishao, and then put on an expression of, I want to fight, and said very passionately. Uncle Zishao is right, Kamizuki has been too slack lately. Uncle Zishao and the beautiful sister both woke up so early. I also want to study. I have decided, starting tomorrow, I will get up early to exercise. Aha! Mitarashi Zishao listened to Uchiha Kamizuki's passionate declaration, first nodded in satisfaction, and then asked with a puzzled look. What beautiful sister! I couldn't sleep last night. When I got up, I found a beautiful sister who had gone into Uncle Zishao's room and hadn't come out for a long time. Upon hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki replied innocently. Nonsense. Nonsense. Hearing this, Mitarashi Zishao couldn't help but blushed slightly, and then opened his mouth to teach Uchiha Kamizuki a lesson, saying. Where is there any beautiful sister? You kid is wrong. How can it be? Faced with Mitarashi Zishao's denial, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately turned into a brat and argued angrily. Last night, I clearly saw a beautiful sister wearing a red sakura flower kimono walk into Uncle Zishao's room. You're dazzled, you don't wear anything at all, a beautiful sister in a red sakura flower kimono. Mitarashi Zishao's face was serious, and he said to Uchiha Kamizuki seriously. Uncle Zishao is lying. I am from the Uchiha clan, and I have Sharingan's blood successor boundary, how can I be dazzled? Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki stretched out his hand to pat his small chest, and said proudly. Uncle Zishao, if you don't believe me, I'll find that beautiful sister from last night later, I've already remembered her appearance. Kamizuki, actually, do you know that the most important thing for a ninja is to pretend? Seeing Uchiha Kamizuki's donkey temper, Mitarashi Zishao quickly changed the subject, and then educated Uchiha Kamizuki again, saying. Because you know how to camouflage, you can launch an attack without the enemy's surprise and win the final victory. As for Uncle Zishao, he was pretending last night. If you talk about it everywhere, that Uncle Zishao's disguise will be seen through by others. Speaking of this, Mitarashi Zishao pretended to be a god and said, "So, Kamizuki, you can't tell anyone about this thing anymore, it's a secret mission. Remember." Oh well. After Uchiha Kamizuki hesitated for a while, he agreed with some hesitation, and then asked, "However, that's not right. Didn't Uncle Zishao say before that the most important thing for a ninja is persistence and hard work, so now it's the most important thing to pretend?" Hearing this, Mitarashi Zishao couldn't help but suffocate, and after a little thought, he said, Actually, what Uncle Zishao said before is also a disguise. So this is Uchiha Kamizuki first made an expression of sudden realization, and then asked again. Then what Uncle Zishao said just now, isn't it also a lie? Where do you get so many questions? Mitarashi Zishao was asked several questions one after another by Uchiha Kamizuki, his face twitched, and he immediately said, "Okay, hurry up. Mr. Ryuiki Sakamoto is already waiting for us to eat, and we will go to perform the mission immediately after eating." Oh, Uchiha Kamizuki nodded, then stopped talking and followed Mitarashi Zishao to eat. About half an hour later, Mitarashi Zishao and Uchiha Kamizuki, the two of them set off with Shiromoto Ryuiki and the others. My god, no wonder it takes so long for a ninja to perform a high-level task, so he walks on two legs. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at the whole morning and only walked more than 10 miles, and the corners of his mouth twitched slightly. With the strength of Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishao, running at full speed is naturally not slow. However, Sakamoto Ryuiki and the others are just ordinary people, their speed can't keep up. Unable to do so, a group of people can only move forward at a speed like crawling. In fact, for Uchiha Kamizuki and the others, this speed is not too slow. After all, Ryuiki Sakamoto is an official of the Fire Country, so he can still ride in a cage when traveling. Otherwise, if Sakamoto Ryuiki, a fat man, walked on two legs, his speed would have to be half as slow. On the ninja continent Laoqianhao, only the daimyo and the aristocratic class can ride the cage, which is a sign of the status of the daimyo. Among the driving cages, the most advanced one is the Lutu Zongang Dai, that the daimyo rides, and the workmanship is very complicated, followed by the Dogwai Waist Nadai, Blackboard Waist, Sweeping, and so on. Under normal circumstances, daimyos from all over the world will only ride in the gorgeous cages that express their status when they travel. This time Sakamoto Ryuiki went to Wada Kingdom to negotiate with the envoys, which is equivalent to the imperial envoy. Therefore, he was specially allowed by the daimyo of the country of fire to ride in a blackboard waist-level driving cage, so as to show the envoys of the country of Tien that he is from a big country. However, in Uchiha Kamizuki's view, a thing similar to the ancient sedan chair in the previous life really doesn't show the bearing of a big country. For Ryuiki Sakamoto's pretentious behavior this time, Uchiha Kamizuki gave a very pertinent evaluation that he thought was low. In fact, Uchiha Kamizuki has always felt that the development of the Hokage world is quite strange. Judging from the original work, Orochimaru's equipment for human experiments is absolutely full of technological sense. The level of such a technological civilization is obviously not weaker than that of Uchiha Kamizuki, the Earth that lived in the previous life. Moreover, in Hokage Ninja's fifth theatrical version of Bond, a high-tech product full of sci-fi flavors such as Sky Fortress also appeared. It can be seen from this that the technological level in the Hokage world is actually not low. However, what makes people feel weird is that there is not even a decent means of transportation in this Hokage world. Not to mention human-powered bicycles, there is no such primitive means of transportation as horses. This situation is as if there seems to be a mysterious force in the dark, which prevents people's talent in creating vehicles. All the ninjas go outside the village and perform tasks by walking on two legs. When the 5 cages were meeting, Shimura Danzo, as a temporary Hokage, went to the Iron Country to participate in the mission, also walking on two legs. In this situation, Uchiha Kamizuki felt that it was too unbelievable, it was simply a little crooked in his skills. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki's thoughts diverged, the figure of Mitarashi Zishou suddenly appeared behind Uchiha Kamizuki. Kamizuki, cheer up and pay attention to your surroundings. Saying that, Mitarashi Zishou patted Uchiha Kamizuki's shoulder lightly, and said with a serious face. As a ninja, how can you lose your mind when performing tasks? Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki's expression remained unchanged, and he said seriously to Mitarashi Zishou at the side. Uncle Zishou, in fact, I am pretending to be distracted, and paralyzing the enemies who may be lurking around. I'm paralyzed. Why do I always feel that this guy, Uchiha Kamizuki, is mocking me? Mitarashi Zishou narrowed his eyes slightly, staring at the serious expression on Uchiha Kamizuki's face, wanting to see if there is a mockery hidden under Uchiha Kamizuki's serious face. However, the expression on Uchiha Kamizuki's face was consistent, without any flaws, and this discovery made Mitarashi feel like a failure. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou were staring at each other, a fist-sized ball suddenly flew from a distance and landed in the team. Boom! A burst of thick purple smoke suddenly spewed out from the ball, quickly covering the entire team. With this assassin, quickly protect your lord. Among the team, a group of wandering samurai raised by Sakamoto Ryuiki, upon seeing this scene, immediately drew their samurai swords and surrounded the cage that Sakamoto Ryuiki was riding in. Kamizuki, be careful yourself. Mitarashi Zishou saw that the situation was critical at this time, so he just gave a simple warning. After Uchiha Kamizuki said a word, he immediately began to seal, and then opened his mouth suddenly and blew. Wind-style great breakthrough. A gust of wind suddenly blew out from Mitarashi Zishou's mouth, swept across the entire team, and immediately dispersed the purple smoke on the field. When the smoke cleared, there were already 3 wandering warriors with different shapes and costumes on the field. It seemed that all the people present were sensed and turned their attention to them. Among the 3 people, one of them was an unusually burly man, taller than 2 meters 3, who walked out with his head held high and a huge sword on his shoulder. I saw this strong man wave the huge saber in his hand at the crowd, and then he was very hockey at it, and the audience shouted. Hit, hit, hit. With the passage of time, the necks of everyone present couldn't help but stretch out longer and longer, and their eyes became wider and wider, waiting for the boss's next words. Hit, hit, hit. The burly man's face turned redder and redder, as if he was about to blurt out something astonishing. Excuse me. At this critical moment, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly stepped out of the crowd, and said to the strong man opposite. Do you want to say, robbing? After listening to Uchiha Kamizuki's words, the eyes of the strong man on the opposite side obviously lit up, and then he gave Uchiha Kamizuki a thumbs up and praised. Clever. Grass. Seeing his guess become a reality, at this moment Uchiha Kamizuki felt extremely painful, and couldn't help covering his face and swearing. The promised master is lonely. Grass. Seeing this scene, the other people present couldn't help it anymore, and Chi-Chi cursed inwardly. When this guy came out just now, it was called a hockey side leak, which made many people nervous, who knew it was such a guy. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki and other people were being made so hard by the other party that they almost couldn't help laughing, one of the 3 came out again, a thin monkey with yellow hair and thin hair like a hemp stick. The thin monkey walked up to the back of the strong man in 2 steps, kicked the strong man aside, and taught him a lesson, saying, What the hell, you mess up our handsome appearance every time. Me. After being kicked by the thin monkey, the strong man suddenly showed a grievance expression, and stammered. I think it's all right. You talk again, I'll kill you first. As the thin monkey said, he pulled out the samurai sword in his hand at once, and after threatening the strong man, he turned to Uchiha Kamizuki and the others and shouted arrogantly. You have heard what my brother said just now, right? If you want to pass here, take out the toll first. As soon as this remark came out, the field fell into silence. But then, all the warriors under Ryuiki Sakamoto burst out laughing. Ha ha, who are these 3? Compared to this, I just want to know how these 3 guys managed to survive till now. Needless to say, the opponent must be killed like this. Don't talk, let me laugh for a while. After the performance of the other 2 people before, everyone present now regards these 3 people as clowns. At this moment, the more the other party threatens them, the more funny they find it. Many people have even taken back their weapons, they are really too lazy to fight with such living treasures. They really couldn't bear to kill these 3 guys, and planned to reward him with a little money, so that these 3 rare funny guys should quickly get out of the way. Just when all the warriors under Ryuiki Sakamoto laughed and lowered their vigilance to the lowest level, Mitarashi Zishou suddenly shouted. No, be careful, they are enduring. What? After hearing Mitarashi Zishou's prompt, Uchiha Kamizuki was the first to react to 890. Call out. In an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki used the instantaneous body technique and came to the driving cage where Ryuiki Sakamoto was. Earth-style dungeon technique. The moment Uchiha Kamizuki started to move, the ground under the feet of the surrounding people suddenly ruptured. The next moment, thick rock pillars quickly broke out from the ground, forming a huge cage, trapping Uchiha Kamizuki and a group of warriors in it. Fire-style Shinha. Suddenly, a huge pillar of fire with blazing high temperature shot out from right in front of everyone. Wind-style Kamikaze. Almost at the same time, a violent gust of wind, following fire style, will also attack everyone. In an instant, the wind assisted the fire, and the fire borrowed the power of the wind. The 2 ninjutsu were actually formed directly. The relatively rare combination of ninjutsu created a sea of fire like a tsunami, rushing towards Uchiha Kamizuki and others. Multiple shadow clone technique. As soon as Uchiha Kamizuki moved his seal, 4 shadow clones appeared in a row, and then he saw the 4 shadow clones start to form seals with both hands and perform ninjutsu. Earth-style Earth Flow Wall. Earth-style Dirt Wall. Earth-style Earth Flow Wall. The 3 shadow clones used the Earth Flow Wall technique at the same time, supporting 2 earth walls in front of everyone, trying to block the impact of the fire wave first. Rasengan. As for the last shadow clone, they used Rasengan directly to make a pit under everyone's feet. As for Uchiha Kamizuki's body, he lifted Sakamoto Ryuiki and jumped into the pit. Boom! Huge waves of fire slapped on the earth flow wall cast by Uchiha Kamizuki's shadow clone, making a huge roar. The seemingly solid earth flow wall was blown to pieces before being able to hold back the fire wave for long. A large number of fire waves used to flood everything in the entire prison. Seeing this scene, the brawny man and the thin monkey not far away showed complacent expressions on their faces. Boss is really shrewd. He actually came up with such a trick, a way to kill the enemy head on. The thin monkey's face was full of admiration, and he couldn't help feeling a little emotional. That's right, those idiots didn't realize until their death that we were actually just trying to attract their attention on purpose. The tall and strong man on the side also had a teasing look on his face, speaking articulately. At this time, he still doesn't have the slightest stuttering and silly look before. Just when the thin monkey and the tall and strong man were proud, the figure of Mitarashi Zishou suddenly emerged from the ground and appeared behind the tall and strong man. Shua, a handful of sharp kunai brought a cold light, and wiped it directly across the tall and strong man's neck, killing the tall and strong man immediately. After doing all this, Mitarashi Zishou turned around slowly, looked at the thin monkey opposite, and said with a sneer. It seems that you all think that your previous series of disguises are perfect. Indeed, you first made a sneak attack, and then made a high-profile appearance, which really attracted our attention very well. However, your exaggerated costumes and exaggerated performances make your purpose too obvious. Moreover, you still have one of the deadliest flaws. Opposite Mitarashi Zishou, the thin monkey stared nervously at Mitarashi Zishou's movements, not daring to be careless. The opponent's ability to kill his companion silently is enough to prove that Mitarashi Zishou's strength is terrifying, and the thin monkey asks himself that he is not Mitarashi Zishou's opponent. Therefore, Thin Monkey chose to hold Mitarashi Zishou temporarily, and wait for their boss to solve the battle over there, and then rush over to deal with Mitarashi Zishou together. Thinking of this, the Thin Monkey deliberately showed an expression of dissatisfaction, and asked Mitarashi Zishou. What fatal flaw? PFF'd. Suddenly, a sharp kunai pierced from the back of the Thin Monkey's vest, and then pierced out from the Thin Monkey's heart. It turned out that at some point, another Mitarashi Zishou appeared behind the Thin Monkey without knowing it, and with a sneak attack, he easily ended the life of the Thin Monkey. This fatal flaw is that I have seen many real warriors. I have seen through your exaggerated performances early on. Besides, I'm also very good at Earth-style ninjutsu. Before your boss was about to attack the surroundings, I had already noticed that there were abnormal fluctuations of chakra with earth attributes around. Finally, I'll tell you a secret. My strategy of attacking from the front to attract the opponent's attention, and then attacking and killing the opponent from behind, I learned from you. Mitarashi Zishao looked at the thin monkey whose pupils had begun to slacken, couldn't help but narrowed his eyes with a smile, and explained slowly. When the thin monkey heard this, his body couldn't help but twitched slightly, and then he died completely. Not paying attention to these two dead people, Mitarashi Zishao's eyes have already turned to the field. Uchiha Kamizuki, who is protecting Sakamoto Ryueki while distracted from fighting, has a meaningful smile on his face and whispers softly at the same time with Kamizuki, don't blame Uncle Zishao, this time it's your task to make some suggestions. A ninja, without the training of blood and fire, is not a real ninja. Chapter 71. Actually, Mitarashi Zishao could have directly reminded Uchiha Kamizuki early in the morning. However, in order to better exercise Uchiha Kamizuki, he did not speak. He was waiting for Uchiha Kamizuki to find out the problem himself, and then fix it. Similarly, this time Mitarashi Zishao is for Uchiha Kamizuki. After solving these two may destroy Uchiha Kamizuki. He just decided to leave the last guy to Uchiha Kamizuki and let them have a real one-on-one. The purpose of Mitarashi Zishao doing this is to better exercise Uchiha Kamizuki's ninja ability. After all, the competition between peers and the real fight between ninjas are completely different things. Only ninjas who have seen blood are real ninjas. Either kill the opponent, or die in the hands of the opponent. This is the fate of the ninja. Also, this is what Namikaze Minato asked him to be, Uchiha Kamizuki's mentor Jonin, the real purpose. Show me your true size, God ear. Mitarashi Zishao carried his hands on his back, watching the confrontation between Uchiha Kamizuki and that ninja in the battlefield at this time. That one is short in stature, but has very long and yellow hair, like a peacock with blown hair. The appearance of the other party, coupled with the unshaven face, made him look like a strong, unruly and decadent feeling. This is the Buried Love family. Have you also traveled to the world of Hokage ninjas? After seeing the other party's true face, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but twitched his eyes, and secretly slandered. Uncle, you are so old, why are you chasing horses and chickens? No, it's Shamat. Little ghost, I didn't expect your movements to be quite fast. Uncle Shamat took a look at Uchiha Kamizuki and Ryueki Sakamoto, the pothole beside them, and said with a hint of sarcasm. I just don't know, do you still have the speed now? Before I get rid of him, dig another hole to hide. I don't think it's necessary, I just need to get rid of you directly. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at the opposite, the image of the hot-eyed Uncle Shamat, who was a little confused and confident that he didn't understand where the other party came from. Wei Si Yin. In an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki completed the seal of multiple shadow clone techniques, and directly separated a shadow clone. Uchiha Kamizuki didn't know how many helpers the other party had. Therefore, the best way right now is to use the shortest time to get drunk on this pair. Quick battle. With a thought, Uchiha Kamizuki directly left a shadow clone, and then the main body rushed towards the opponent. Sharingan, open. Between the moves, Uchiha Kamizuki went straight to Tomo Sharingan. What? It's a kid from the Uchiha clan. After observing the change in Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes, Uncle Shimate couldn't help but change slightly. The Uchiha Kamizuki clan is a legend in the ninja world, and Sharingan is one of the 3 god-tier pupils in the ninja world. His prestige has been passed down from the Sengoku era to the present. Let me teach you the advantages and disadvantages of the Uchiha family's Sharingan pupil technique. Stretching out his hands, Uncle Shamat directly took out a large number of darts from the ninja bag tied on his legs, and then directly shot at Uchiha Kamizuki, who was rushing towards him. Call out, call out, call out. In just a split second, a large number of darts shot from the direction of Uncle Shimate, turning into a metal barrage, covering Uchiha Kamizuki. Wow! The double hooks in Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes spun rapidly. The next moment, the originally fast dart became clear in the eyes of Uchiha Kamizuki, like a slow-motion replay. Even Uchiha Kamizuki could see the air ripples caused by the darts tearing apart the air in flight. This is. Slightly squinting his eyes, Uchiha Kamazuki saw that, on top of those flying darts, there were actually tiny metal wires that were hard to see with the naked eye. It's weird. In just a moment, Uchiha Kamazuki vaguely guessed something, and then, Uchiha Kamazuki also quickly took out a large number of darts and threw them out with both hands. Ding! Ding! AJ! As Uchiha Kamazuki and Uncle Shimate clashed, a large number of darts collided in the air, splashing a series of sparks. Uchiha Kamazuki and Uncle Shimate, the two of them, separated by a distance of more than 20 meters, started a round of fast for fast, attack-to-attack darts. In just a few breaths, Uchiha Kamazuki and Uncle Killmat, the two of them were surrounded by a layer of metal darts. No, my age is still too young after all, and there is still some gap between my physical fitness and the opponent. Combined with the angle problem caused by my height, I still suffer a little more than the opponent in dealing with it. If things go on like this, I will definitely not be the opponent of the opponent. Also, the number of ninja tools I have started to run low, and I'm about to run out. During the counterattack, Uchiha Kamazuki's thoughts turned, and then the pair of double hooks in the Sharingan spun even faster. The next moment, Uchiha Kamazuki stopped the dart attack and changed his hands to kunai. Then, Uchiha Kamazuki took advantage of Sharingan's advanced dynamic vision ability to precisely block the opponent's darts thrown from all angles. At the same time, he rushed towards Uncle Shama Denujao with the fastest speed. What a powerful little devil! Seeing Uchiha Kamazuki rushing towards him, Uncle Shimate didn't talk nonsense, and also greeted Uchiha Kamazuki. Clang clang. With the long knife out of its sheath, Uncle Shimate swung the knife and slashed. On the opposite side of him, Uchiha Kamazuki also showed no sign of weakness, holding two kunai in each hand, facing forward and backward. Ding! 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 As soon as Uchiha Kamazuki and Uncle Killmat came into contact, a series of dazzling close-to-body melee battles started. Although the movement of killing Uncle Mat is simple, the move does not leave the vital parts of Uchiha Kamazuki's body, it is very tricky and vicious. One can tell at a glance that it is a ruthless saber technique honed between life and death. There are no gorgeous moves, but some ferociousness that puts people to death. Although the movement of killing Uncle Mat is simple, the move does not leave the vital parts of Uchiha Kamazuki's body, it is very tricky and vicious. One can tell at a glance that it is a ruthless saber technique honed between life and death. There are no gorgeous moves, but some ferociousness that puts people to death. And Uchiha Kamazuki, despite his moves, was not as ruthless as the one who killed Uncle Mat. However, Uchiha Kamazuki has Sharingan, coupled with his strong physical skills, complementing each other. He can also fight against Uncle Shimate, he has both offense and defense. For a while, the two played back and forth, as if they were playing against each other. Ding! 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 Uncle Shimate was using his sword technique to attack Uchiha Kamazuki, and from time to time he threw darts one after another to launch a harassing attack on Uchiha Kamazuki. Uchiha Kamazuki didn't show any weakness either, and at the same time, he made some small moves to disgust Uncle Shimate who was opposite him. The two have been fighting close to each other, not giving each other a chance to perform ninjutsu. Uchiha Kamazuki doesn't want to perform ninjutsu because he has to save chakra to keep Shadow Clone alive. In order not to be attacked by the opponent's accomplices, he killed Sakamoto Ryuiki, causing his mission to fail this time. As for the opposite uncle killing Mat, it was because Mitarashi Zishou, who was scruples that he might make a move at any time, wanted to preserve his strength first, so as to be safe. Moreover, if it is purely a duel with taijutsu, his adult physical fitness is stronger than Uchiha Kamazuki, and the advantage is even greater, so why not do it? So under the circumstances that both sides had their own estimates, the duel between Uchiha Kamazuki and Uncle Kill Mat fell into a stalemate for a short time. About 2 minutes later, Uchiha Kamazuki and Uncle Shimate, both of them felt physically exhausted due to the high-intensity gymnastics duel. Both of them planned to make a unique move by coincidence. Drink. Uncle Shimate was the first to attack, and he suddenly held the knife in both hands, and after shouting, he slashed Uchiha Kamazuki with a powerful and fierce slash. Seeing that it was difficult to dodge, Uchiha Kamazuki simply crossed two kunai in front of him, and simply resisted Uncle Mat's blow. Clang clang. Amidst the sound of metal strikes, Uncle Shimate held a knife in both hands and suppressed Uchiha Kamazuki fiercely. Well, Seeing that the sharp long knife in Uncle Shimate's hand was getting closer and closer to his neck, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but frantically urged his own strength. Oh! With an angry shout, Uchiha Kamizuki directly pushed hard, sending Uncle Shimate flying out. Unexpectedly, Uncle Shimate took advantage of his strength and threw a lot of darts at Uchiha Kamizuki in midair, without giving Uchiha Kamizuki a chance to seal and perform ninjutsu. You little devil of the Uchiha clan, your strength is indeed good. After landing, it was rare for Uncle Shimate to attack Uchiha Kamizuki immediately. Instead, he looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with a sneer and said, "However, the combat experience between you and me is still far behind. Look carefully around you, now you are already the prey in my net." Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki turned his head slightly, and found that at this moment, his surroundings were covered with a large number of metal wires as thin as hair, forming a small cage, trapping him in it. Hee. When I was fighting you, the darts I threw out were not just to disturb your fighting rhythm. A confident smile appeared on Uncle Shimate's face, and he said regretfully, "Now, the battle is over." At this moment, he is like a spider that is about to close its web. The samurai sword in his hand is gently pointed towards a metal thread in front, and everything is slightly exerted. Boom! Immediately, the metal wires one after another, like dominoes, pulled each other and then shrunk. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki was not moved at all, but just looked at the opposite Uncle Shimate with a proud face. What? How could this happen? All of a sudden, Uncle Shimate's face changed wildly. He found that those thin metal wires that were supposed to bind Uchiha Kamizuki were actually binding him into a big shape at this moment. Stretch him so he can't move. Zero. You underestimate me too much. I have seen through your little moves a long time ago, so I also attacked with darts and changed the trajectory of your darts. Under the unbelievable eyes of Uncle Shimate, Uchiha Kamizuki smiled lightly and said, "From the beginning of the battle, you have been in my calculations." Hearing this, Uncle Shimate couldn't help but focus on Uchiha Kamizuki. At this time, the sun was setting slightly in the west, hanging behind Uchiha Kamizuki, making his face look a bit dim. However, despite this, the pair of scarlet Sharingan on Uchiha Kamizuki's face still glowed with a faint red light, which looked extraordinarily strange. The red pupils that shine in the darkness, Sharingan really lives up to its reputation. There was a wry smile on Uncle Shimate's face. He never thought that he would lose to a brat today after he has been in the ninja world for many years. Immediately, he couldn't help showing a bit of bitterness on his face, and said calmly to Uchiha Kamizuki, "Give me a good time." "As you wish." Seeing this scene, the seal in Uchiha Kamizuki's hand flew up, and the seal was completed in an instant. Lightning-style Chidori. Amidst the chirping of thousands of birds, Uchiha Kamizuki turned into a flash of dazzling blue lightning, and instantly came to Uncle Shimate. With a thought, the flashing right hand was directly inserted into Uncle Shimate's chest, piercing through the opponent's heart. PFF'd. While the blood was splattering, Uchiha Kamizuki stretched out his right arm from Uncle Shimate's heart. Looking at the eyes of Uncle Shimate in front of him, the color of life dissipated rapidly. Uchiha Kamizuki's face was surprisingly calm, without any discomfort that belonged to the first murder. Wow! In Uchiha Kamizuki's Sharingan, the double hook jade turned faster and faster, and did not stop until several breaths later. However, at this moment, the Guyu in Uchiha Kamizuki's Sharingan has become 3. Slowly closing his Sharingan, Uchiha Kamizuki muttered to himself with an inexplicable tone, "From today onwards, I am also a real ninja for a long time." Galacta. Suddenly, a sound came from behind Uchiha Kamizuki. Turning around abruptly, Uchiha Kamizuki looked at this moment, looking at his own Mitarashi Zishou with a smile on his face, and said in a deep voice, "Thank you, Uncle Zishou." Uchiha Kamizuki understood that everything before that was Mitarashi Zishou, who deliberately created opportunities for himself to exercise. "Kamizuki, you are indeed a rare genius among the people I have met. I am looking forward to your growth." Mitarashi Zishou also smiled slightly. Uchiha Kamizuki's performance is indeed among the geniuses he has seen, and the talents are all in the forefront. "What nonsense are you still talking about? My people are dead." But Ryueki Sakamoto, who was on the side, saw that Uchiha Kamizuki was still in 393. chatting with Mitarashi Zishao, completely ignored his intentions and immediately became angry. This group of warriors under him, but he spent a lot of money to win them together. This time, Ryu Sakamoto pulled them out, mainly for the sake of showing himself. As a result, the entire army was wiped out before reaching the destination. How can this not be called Sakamoto Ryuiki doesn't feel bad? Haha, I'm sorry, Sakamoto-kun. Seeing his employer start to get angry, the aura of a master in Mitarashi Zishao disappeared in an instant. At this time, Mitarashi Zishao transformed into a smiling good old man again, comforting Ryuiki Sakamoto. Soon, the group of three hit the road again. In the following itinerary, there were no more disturbances, and basically no ninja attacks and killings occurred. The occasional waves of wandering samurai were also easily dealt with by Uchiha Kamizuki. As a result, Uchiha Kamizuki and his group stopped all the way, and it took more than half a month to reach the destination of the trip. Thank you too for escorting me this time. In a yakiniku restaurant in a border town, Ryuiki Sakamoto said gratefully to Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishao. During this trip, there were no fewer than 10 attacks and kills. Fortunately, there were Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishao, who have been guarding them carefully. Otherwise, Sakamoto Ryuiki felt that it was impossible for him to arrive here safely. Therefore, most of what he said was really sincere. Haha, Sakamoto-kun is too polite. Hearing this, Mitarashi Zishao laughed and said boldly. Protecting the employer is our mission this time, Sakamoto-kun doesn't need to be so polite. No matter what, this time, I would like to thank you too for your escort. Ryuiki Sakamoto deserves to be a diplomatic official in the Land of Fire, and he has done a good job of winning people's hearts. Apart from other things, just this kind of enthusiasm alone really can't make people feel bad. Immediately, the three of them began to eat and drink while chatting. As a result, the three of them ate and drank for more than 2 hours. It was not until midnight that the three of them returned to the hotel and began to rest. Soon, the night passed by so quickly. The next day, early morning, Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishao, the two of them got up early in the morning and washed up, then packed up and saluted, and set foot on the road back to Konoha village. Compared with the dilly-dally when they went back, without the drag of this guy Ryuiki Sakamoto, Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishao, the speed of the two of them was greatly improved. In less than 3 days, Uchiha Kamizuki and the others completed half of the journey. Okay, Kamizuki, let's take a break and prepare lunch. It depends on the weather. Mitarashi Zishao can't help waving his hand to make Uchiha Kamizuki stop. Although ninjas need to train themselves hard, they still need the necessary relaxation. The best way to practice is to combine work and rest. As soon as he stopped, Mitarashi Zishao started to prepare the tools for the picnic, and at the same time, he did not forget to teach Uchiha Kamizuki some experience in spiritual practice. To be honest, after getting along for a period of time, Uchiha Kamizuki really thinks that Mitarashi Zishao is not an easy person. Mitarashi Zishao has done a good job in terms of strength, attitude towards people, and guiding newcomers. He is very comprehensive and is a very qualified guide jonin. Along the way, Uchiha Kamizuki felt that Mitarashi Zishao's precepts and deeds have benefited a lot. Although, Mitarashi Zishao didn't direct Uchiha Kamizuki any kind of ninjutsu. However, what Mitarashi Zishao taught, the experience of dealing with enemies in various environments, and the answers to some small problems in his own practice, all let Uchiha God have a deeper understanding of his own strength. Perhaps the best teacher is one who guides the way. They will not give their disciples an established route. What they have to do is to lead their disciples back to the right path again before they go astray, so that they can avoid some detours. While Uchiha Kamizuki was thinking about this, Mitarashi Purple Lightning's meal was ready. Although, the Konoha Medical Department has developed Bingliang pills, which can save ninjas from the chores of finding ingredients for cooking. However, the taste of Bingliang wan is really unpalatable. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki and the others have traveled all the way. Unless it is really necessary, Mitarashi Zishao will find ingredients for cooking by himself. Moreover, Mitarashi Zishao's identification of medicinal herbs is definitely at the master level. He can often use some special herbs to combine and match some game in the mountains and forests to make some unique and creative delicacies. Whenever this time, Uchiha Kamizuki will have a feeling that they are doing a wild food show. Even, Uchiha Kamizuki felt that if Mitarashi Zishou opened a live broadcast room of wild food, it would definitely be quite popular. It's a pity that the technology in the world of Hokage ninjas is still relatively advanced. However, most of these technologies are used in medical research. Not to mention entertainment, even in the daily necessities of life, there is almost no dabble, let alone playing live broadcasts. In just over 10 minutes, Mitarashi Zishou roasted a hare until it was golden. One drop after another, the rich oil fell on the firewood below, making a chi-chi burning sound. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Mitarashi Zishou, who was doing the final treatment on the hare, and couldn't help but praise. "Uncle Zishou, your roasted hare meat is really delicious. That's natural, but I used my special spices." Being praised by Uchiha Kamizuki, Mitarashi Zishou suddenly showed a proud look, raised his head slightly and said to Uchiha Kamizuki, "You have a lucky day, boy." "Oh, I don't know, do I have this good fortune?" Suddenly, a slightly deep voice sounded from behind Mitarashi Zishou and Uchiha Kamizuki. Who? Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately turned around and looked in the direction where the voice came from. "I saw a strong man with a white turban wrapped around his head and a black mask covering his mouth and nose, only showing a pair of green eyes, standing 10 meters away from them, was looking at them coldly. When did this guy come out here?" Uchiha Kamizuki looked vigilant, with a hint of horror in his eyes. If this person didn't take the initiative to speak out, Uchiha Kamizuki probably wouldn't have noticed it in the slightest. If this guy suddenly launched a sneak attack. Thinking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but change his face slightly, and said inwardly that he was lucky. "Are you rebellious?" At some point, Mitarashi Zishou also turned around, looked solemnly at the mysterious person opposite, and said softly, "This guy is a traitor." Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help turning his eyes, and he found a ninja forehead protector with a ninja scratch on his head. There are some ninjas who defected, and there are no ninjas with fetters adjudged for the country and village where they are located. Their most distinctive sign is that they will draw insulting scratches on their forehead protector. This scratch represents their own opposition and hatred for certain actions in their original village and country, as well as their desire to pursue their own world. This sign is the rebellious ninja of Taki Ninja Village. Looking at the mark on the forehead of this traitorous ninja, Uchiha Kobe felt more and more familiar. Suddenly, a thought flashed through Uchiha Kamizuki's mind like a comet, and he couldn't help being shocked, and secretly slandered. "As this guy, Kakuzu." Good. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki secretly guessed the identity of the other party, the tall man turned his head slightly, and said in a deep voice to Mitarashi Zishou at the side. "You are Mitarashi Zishou, the former Anbu minister of Konoha village, and the bounty for your head is 60 million taels." Having said that, the tall man turned his head slightly, focused his eyes on Uchiha Kamizuki, and said lightly, "Your name is Uchiha Kamizuki, but your head is too cheap. It's only worth 5 million taels. It can barely be counted as a bonus." The green eyes of the tall man swept over Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou. That gaze seemed to be looking at a pile of walking gold, which made Uchiha Kamizuki feel uncomfortable. "Are you a bounty hunter?" As soon as he heard the other party clearly report the amount of his reward, Mitarashi Zishou immediately knew the general purpose of the visitor. "We are the ninjas of Konoha village. Do you really want to make enemies with us Konoha?" Mitarashi Zishou's expression changed slightly, and he said to the tall man opposite him with a little pride, "Now that the Second Ninja World War has just ended, it is also time for Konoha village to formally establish itself as the head of the 5 great ninja villages. Under normal circumstances, even if it is the rebellious ninjas of the other 4 major ninja villages, if they don't want to cause trouble, they will not take the initiative to provoke them, and they belong to the ninjas in Konoha village." Mitarashi Zishou also couldn't tell. This rebellious ninja was not the rebellious ninja of the 4 major ninja villages, so he wanted to use the reputation of Konoha village to frighten the opponent. The reason why Mitarashi Zishou wanted to do this was mainly because of the obvious strength of this tall man. If it is one-on-one, Mitarashi Zixia thinks that even if she loses, she can easily retreat. However, if he still wants to protect Uchiha Kamizuki, then his restrictions are too great, and I am afraid that he is powerless. Hehe. Only the black market for the heads of ninjas in Konoha Shinobi Village will give such a high price. Unexpectedly, after hearing Mitarashi Zishao's threatening words, the tall man on the opposite side nodded as a matter of course, and then said calmly, "Boy, if you want to use the name of Konoha Shinobi Village to overwhelm me, then you are looking for the wrong person. Back then, I had fought against the first Hokage of your village, Senju Hashirama. I really didn't expect that 42 years have passed so quickly. First Hokage, Senju Hashirama, who seriously injured me, has been dead for so long." Hearing this, Mitarashi Zishao's complexion changed immediately, and Kakuzu's eyes twitched slightly. The other party turned out to be a terrifying ninja who fought against first Hokage and Senju Hashirama before and survived. This time, he and Uchiha Kamizuki might be in danger. It's really Kakuzu, this guy. As soon as Uchiha Kamizuki heard the other party say that he had fought against first Hokage and Senju Hashirama, Uchiha Kamizuki could already confirm the identity of the other party. After all, on the ninja continent, the person who can blatantly catch the heat of first Hokage and Senju Hashirama is Kakuzu, a guy who loves to pretend. Now I'm in trouble. At the critical moment, I met Kakuzu. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Kakuzu on the opposite side, and couldn't help feeling his scalp tingle, even though he knew Kakuzu's weakness. However, Uchiha Kamizuki does not have the strength to defeat Kakuzu by taking advantage of Kakuzu's weakness. Don't let me know who is secretly offering a bounty on my head, otherwise, Laozi will definitely let him know that offending me is the biggest mistake in his life. Uchiha looked at Kakuzu on the opposite side, wanting to cry. The promised novice task Komer, why did you adjust the difficulty to the hell level for me? Kakuzu even came out. I don't know if Mitarashi Zishao can beat Kakuzu, but it should be enough. After all, in the original novel, Mitarashi Zishao basically didn't make much appearance. Also, even Mitarashi Anko is just a special jonin to the end. After watching the situation on the field, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but look even more bitter. Kakuzu has 5 hearts, and the mask monster formed by each heart is at the jonin level at worst, and they cooperate with each other even more tacitly. It can be said that Kakuzu alone is equivalent to a ninja team, and he is also a high-end one. Uchiha Kamizuki asked himself, with his current strength, he probably could barely deal with a mask monster. If Mitarashi Zishao is 1 against 4, it is not an ordinary suspense. Today they are probably in danger this time. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki was thinking about this, the voice of Mitarashi Zishao suddenly sounded from Uchiha Kamizuki's mind. Kamizuki, I have secretly notified Konoha that people from the Anbu team have come to rescue us. When the fight really breaks out in a while, you just run away. I will buy you time and hold this guy back. Do you understand? This is a secret technique similar to the telepathy of the Yamanaka family. It seems that this Mitarashi Zishao is really not simple. After Uchiha Kamizuki heard Mitarashi Zishao's sound transmission, he immediately understood, even if it was very cryptic. He cast a understanding look at Mitarashi Zishao. After meeting Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes, Mitarashi Zishao moved slightly, and naturally stood in front of Uchiha Kamizuki, blocking Kakuzu's sight. At the same time, Mitarashi Zishao couldn't help opening his mouth, attracting Kakuzu's attention, saying, "Who is your excellency? Do you really want to become a deadly enemy with me, Konoha? Little guy, don't think that just because of your strength, you dare to speak nonsense in front of me." Kakuzu looked at Mitarashi Zishao's movements, a strange look flashed in his green eyes, and he said sarcastically, "Do you think that with the strength of the two of you, you can escape from my grasp? You are simply naive." While Kakuzu was attracting his attention and talking nonsense, Mitarashi Zishao had already finished the seal secretly. Fire style Fire Dragon Ball technique. Mitarashi Zishao opened his mouth and sprayed, and a fire dragon burst into the wind, blasting towards Kakuzu. Go, God Ear. After launching the attack, Mitarashi Zishao signaled that Uchiha Kamizuki can start to act. Okay, Uncle Zishao, be careful yourself. After Uchiha Kamizuki heard the reminder from Mitarashi Zishao, without any hesitation, he went a distance away, and started running in the direction closest to Konoha village. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou started to act, Kakuzu was also unequivocal. A large number of black earth grievances emerged from his body, forming a masked monster with black tentacles all over its body, standing beside him. This level of fire style is too weak, let me teach you what is the real fire style ninjutsu. Facing Mitarashi Zishou's fire style ninjutsu, Kakuzu was full of airs and had no intention of dodging at all. Instead, he started chatting with Mitarashi Zishou. Fire style head hard, but the masked monster beside Kakuzu came to him on his own initiative, opened his mouth and sprayed out a powerful pillar of flame. Boom! As soon as the two sides came into contact, a surging shock wave was set off, causing the earth to tremble and the blazing fire to scatter in all directions. What a strong fire style ninjutsu! Mitarashi Zishou was surprised when he saw that his fire style ninjutsu was suppressed by Kakuzu's fire style ninjutsu. 0. Seeking flowers. As expected, he is a strong ninja who has fought against Shodai. This move, the nature transformation of fire style ninjutsu, is actually so skillfully used. As soon as an expert makes a move, he will know whether there is one. Although it is just a fight, Mitarashi Zishou already knows that Kakuzu is powerful. However, it's impossible to win if you think about it like this. Mitarashi Zishou suddenly cut off Chakra's input, and made a vertical leap towards the distance, wanting to continue this vertical leap and avoid the Kakuzu fire style ninjutsu attack. However, at the moment when Mitarashi Zishou jumped up, a thunderbolt pierced through the wall of fire. Lightning style fake darkness. The light blue thunder light was like an aurora, and it disappeared in a flash, and it hid in the blink of an eye. Mitarashi Zishou, who had just appeared, directly penetrated a bowl-sized hole between Mitarashi Zishou's chest and abdomen. Before Mitarashi Zishou's body fell to the ground, Kakuzu launched it directly, using the tentacle fist with D-Renyu's ability. Call out. Amid the sound of breaking through the air, Kakuzu stretched out his arm more than 20 meters, and grabbed Mitarashi Zishou in front of him. Kakuzu looked at Mitarashi Zishou in front of him, whose face was as pale as paper due to excessive blood loss, and said proudly, "It seems that not only the strength, but also the combat experience between you and me, there is a huge gap." Hearing this, Mitarashi Zishou's pale face suddenly showed a smile, and said to Kakuzu, "Ahem, coincidentally, I think so too." Seeing this scene, Kakuzu suddenly pinched Mitarashi Zishou's neck with his wrist. At this moment, Mitarashi Zishou turned into a puff of smoke and disappeared with a bang. So it's a shadow clone. A green light flashed in Kakuzu's eyes, and he was about to make a move when he felt a pain in his chest. Immediately, Kakuzu saw a bloody ninja knife stabbing out from his heart. Mitarashi Zishou performed an earth-style ninjutsu, sneaked behind Kakuzu, and then shot like lightning, directly piercing the ninja sword in Kakuzu's thick vest. PFF'd. Seeing the bloody ninja knife stabbing out from his heart, Kakuzu remained unmoved, but turned his head slowly, looked at Mitarashi Zishou, and said, "So you know earth style." As soon as the words fell, Kakuzu's body suddenly turned into a large ball of water. "No, it's water to share." With this in mind, Mitarashi Zishou was about to leave. Water style water Yinahara. Suddenly, a large amount of viscous water emerged from the ground, filling a radius of 200 meters in an instant. Broken. As soon as he felt the powerful absorption force coming from the water flow under his feet, Mitarashi Zishou's face changed suddenly. The opponent's ninjutsu was actually a speed-limiting ninjutsu. Wipe it all away. Fortunately, Kamizuki has left first, otherwise it would be even more troublesome. Seeing Kakuzu gradually approaching him, Mitarashi Zishou's heart was very heavy. Kakuzu's strength really made him feel very tricky. However, fortunately, Uchiha Kamizuki had already been sent away by him first. Otherwise, under multiple scruples, he can use 100% of his strength, and he can use 70% of his strength. It seems that we can only let go and fight until Anbu's rescue team shows up. Boom. Just when Mitarashi Zishou was planning to fight Kakuzu, there was a loud noise in the distant woods. Immediately, a burst of thick dust rose into the sky. Not good. That direction is Kamizuki. Seeing this scene, Mitarashi Zishou's face changed wildly, and he couldn't help exclaiming, "Do you think I don't know about your little movements?" Not far away, Kakuzu walked slowly towards Mitarashi Zishao with 3 masked monsters of different shapes, and said with a sneer. Don't worry, he can't run away. Seeing Mitarashi Zishao, whose face gradually became gloomy in front of him, the pride in Kakuzu's heart became more and more intense, and then said to Mitarashi Zishao. After all, that kid's head is worth 500 taels. Crack. Hearing this, Mitarashi Zishao's fists could not help but clenched. Who are you, the ninja who dares to kill our Konoha? Konoha will not let you go. After getting along for a period of time, Mitarashi Zishao has regarded Uchiha Kamizuki as his junior. At this moment, when he learned that Uchiha Kamizuki had, most likely, died at the hands of Renren, Mitarashi Zishao couldn't help feeling a little bit, unable to suppress the killing intent in his heart. Hehe, what, you want to kill me? Kakuzu looked at the extremely angry Mitarashi Zishao in front of him, couldn't help but sneered, and said. Unfortunately, with your strength, it is impossible to kill me. Boom. Just as Kakuzu's voice fell, there was another loud noise. However, this time the distance was even closer, which immediately attracted the attention of Kakuzu and Mitarashi Zishao at the same time. Immediately, Kakuzu and Mitarashi Zishao saw Uchiha Kamizuki, who was rushing towards him at the same time, and a masked monster who was chasing Uchiha Kamizuki crazily. Kamizuki. Seeing that Uchiha Kamizuki was not dead, Mitarashi couldn't help but smile. Seeing this scene, Kakuzu couldn't help but turn dark, and secretly slandered. This brat is still alive. Kakuzu originally thought that sending out a wind-type earth grudge would be able to deal with Uchiha Kamizuki. However, what he didn't expect was that Uchiha Kamizuki hadn't died until now. With a thought in Kakuzu's mind, a water-style masked monster at the side directly performed a water-style ninjutsu. Water-style water tent. Uchiha Kamizuki, who was running fast, suddenly felt his feet start to vibrate, and immediately began to form seals. Fire-style Great Fireball Technique. The moment Uchiha Kamizuki's Great Fireball Technique was cast, a thick water column suddenly appeared under his feet, colliding with the huge Great Fireball spewed out by Uchiha Kamizuki. Chi-Chi. Uchiha Kamizuki's fire-style ninjutsu is far inferior to Kakuzu's water-style ninjutsu, and the amount of chakra is not as large as Kakuzu's. Therefore, after only persisting for a while, Uchiha Kamizuki's fire-style ninjutsu was washed away by Kakuzu's water-style ninjutsu. Seeing that Uchiha Kamizuki was about to be unable to hold on under Kakuzu's ninjutsu, Mitarashi Zishao quickly formed a seal and cast a wind-style ninjutsu. Wind-style Gale Slash. Amidst the light blue light flickering, a huge wind-style air blade rammed towards Kakuzu's water-style ninjutsu. Boy, don't forget, I am your opponent. Kakuzu saw Mitarashi Z making a move, helping Uchiha Kamizuki to resist his water-style ninjutsu, and a mocking smile appeared on his face. At the same time, the lightning-style masked monster beside Kakuzu suddenly displayed a lightning-style ninjutsu. Lightning-style Fake Darkness. Rare. The lightning-style ninjutsu of the lightning-style masked monster did not directly attack Mitarashi Zishao, but directly attacked Mizuyanahara above the ground, the created above water surface. Not good. In just a moment, Mitarashi Zishao knew the real purpose of Kakuzu's lightning-style ninjutsu. Using the principle that water can conduct electricity, the lightning-style ninjutsu of single-target attacks has been expanded into a range of attack ninjutsu. The attack speed of this guy's lightning ninjutsu is too fast, and Sui Niuan can slow down my movement speed. This blow I can't dodge. In just a split second, Mitarashi Zishao knew the result, so he could only do his best to increase his seal speed to the fastest speed. Earth-style Soil Flow Wall. A solid earth flow wall rises, resisting the frontal impact of Kakuzu lightning-style ninjutsu. However, the escaping strong current directly acts on the water flow above the ground. Zzz. The powerful electric current is like ferocious lion majesty, scurrying wildly above the water flow, devouring Mitarashi Zishao's chakra shield outside his body. Hehe. Unexpectedly, in just over 40 years, the power of the entire Konoha village has become so weak. While performing ninjutsu slowly, Kakuzu admired the pained expression on Mitarashi Zishao's face, and Kakuzu murmured with emotion. Compared to the strength of first Hokage Senju Hashirama, your strength is simply pathetic. Just when Kakuzu was recalling the glorious past, Uchiha Kamazuki suddenly appeared 10 meters away from Kakuzu. With a thought, a large number of chakra, 963, appeared in his right hand, condensing into a chakra ball. Then, Uchiha Kamazuki once again poured chakra, which contains wind attributes, into it. Buzz! In an instant, 4 blade-like chakra blades appeared on the surface of Rasengan, spinning at a high speed. At the same time, Uchiha Kamazuki once again activated the lightning-style chakra mode to increase his movement speed. Zzzzz. A strong electric light flashed on Uchiha Kamazuki's body, and then Uchiha Kamazuki turned into a bolt of lightning, and charged towards the lightning-style masked monster beside Kakuzu. Wind-style Rasengan. The wind-style Rasengan, which contains the powerful wind attribute chakra, is unceremoniously printed on the mask of the lightning-style mask monster. Boom! In an instant, the wind-style Rasengan exploded, bursting into terrifying thin wind blades one after another, cutting everything around. After casting a wind-style Rasengan, Uchiha Kamazuki immediately used body flicker technique, and came to Mitarashi Zishao, who was hit by lightning style and fell into a paralyzed state. Uncle Zishao, I'm here to save you. After a brief explanation, Uchiha Kamazuki stopped talking nonsense, pulled up Mitarashi Zishao, who was relatively stiff, and ran towards the distance. Gently putting down Mitarashi Zishao, Uchiha Kamazuki turned around and looked at the previous wind-style Rasengan, the place where the explosion occurred. I saw that in a pothole with a size of more than 10 meters, Kakuzu slowly stood up. At this moment, most of Kakuzu's clothes were torn, and one arm was also torn. However, no blood flowed from the broken part of this arm, and there were only black tentacles that were constantly twisting like Lion Majesty. With a wave of his left arm, a large black tentacles of earth resentment suddenly emerged from Kakuzu's broken arm, and connected to his broken arm. After a little movement, the reconnected arm, Kakuzu put his eyes on Uchiha Kamazuki. With a pair of green eyes, he said like a wolf. Uchiha kid, you are the first, after Senju Hashirama, to hurt me. Therefore, in order to express my gratitude, I will not let you die too easily. Dogecoin, don't mention Senju Hashirama, you will die. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamazuki couldn't help rolling his eyes secretly, feeling that the scene was a bit funny. Uchiha Kamazuki also didn't expect that Kakuzu, even when he was injured, would mention Senju Hashirama to improve himself. Uchiha Kamazuki couldn't help but feel hot for Kakuzu for this extreme behavior of rubbing heat. Uchiha Kamazuki discovered that on the ninja continent, the fastest way to become famous is to fight against all kinds of strong people, and then split 50-50. The same as before, he was obviously knocked down by Hanzo of the Salamander, but because of Hanzo of the Salamander's love for talents, he survived by luck. As a result, it was passed on, that it was Mifune who fought hard with Hanzo of the Salamander, and finally survived from the hands of Hanzo of the Salamander. As for Mifune, with the help of Hanzo of the Salamander's demigod title, his reputation soared instantly, becoming the number 10 strongman in the entire ninja world. Later, it was even rumored that it was said that it was a samurai who made ninjutsu invalid, such a big boss. Compared with Mifune, who is rubbing against the popularity of the demigod Hanzo of the Salamander, Kakuzu is even more ruthless. He is directly rubbing against the god of the ninja world. First Hokage Senju Hashirama's popularity is 0. It's a pity that Kakuzu doesn't know how to market. They all use other people's mouths to spread their words, to carry out publicity. 1 spread to 10, 10 to hundreds, and the results spread more and more widely. As for Kakuzu, the power guy, he had a hard time, and he only knew to speak by himself. Even if he just met one person, he told them that he once fought against first Hokage Senju Hashirama without dying. The speed of spread and popularity are incomparable to those of Sanfuin. Even if his strength is stronger than Mifune, the strength of the person he is chasing after is also stronger than the strength of the demigod Hanzo of the Salamander. However, the final effect is that it is far less good than that of Sanfuin. Because Kakuzu's exposure rate is not high, and Mifune's is so high. Whether it is on the earth in the previous life or the current ninja world, it is the same reason. No matter how powerful one is, one must know some good operation methods. Didn't you see Sarutobi Hiruzen? Did you give yourself the title of the strongest Hokage in history? Pretending to be aggressive, acting to be aggressive, being able to pretend as to be aggressive. In Uchiha Kamazuki, it seems that Kakuzu is the kind of person who is not very good at pretending, always playing forced. In this way, the end will naturally not be too good. With 5 hearts, 5 lives are played to death by himself. That, Senior, I have a question I want to ask you. Just when Kakuzu praised himself and wanted to continue to enjoy the awe of Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly said. Hearing this, Kakuzu couldn't help raising his eyebrows. He didn't want to talk to Uchiha Kamizuki at first. However, after thinking that he has already taken the absolute initiative now. Immediately, Kakuzu changed his mind and thought again, and felt that listening to what Uchiha Kamizuki was going to say next would not have a big impact on him. Thinking of this, Kakuzu smiled coldly and said, Uchiha kid, if you have anything to ask, just ask. After all, this is the last question of your life. That, Senior said before, you fought against first Hokage, Senju Hashirama-sama. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Kakuzu in front of him, gave a lot of face, and then asked a little weakly. That's natural. As soon as he heard Uchiha Kamizuki mentioning his most glorious record, Kakuzu couldn't help being refreshed. His whole face was full of pride, and then he said to Uchiha Kamizuki. Although it turned out that I was seriously injured by Senju Hashirama, but in the end I survived and lived until now. I want to know, Senior, the fight you mentioned, is it that you were fighting Senju Hashirama head-on? Or, Senior, you just hid in the distance and attacked Senju Hashirama with a shuriken, but you were severely injured by the aftermath of the battle instead? God was hit hard by the aftermath of the battle. Uchiha Kamizuki's words made Kakuzu almost twitch when he heard all this, and a pair of green eyes could not help flickering fiercely. Uchiha Kamizuki's immediately hit Kakuzu's sore spot. Back then, when he had just become a Jonin, he was arranged to be assassinated by the village. He was known as the Ninja God, first Hokage Senju Hashirama. Under such circumstances, a ninja with the strength of a Jonin level can only hide in the dark far away, secretly release the shuriken, and sneak attack Senju Hashirama. After all, any wood-style ninjutsu by Senju Hashirama is enough to smash a hill. The destructive power of wood-style ninjutsu is much stronger than that of ordinary A-level ninjutsu. Kakuzu really wants to say, in fact, being able to survive the aftermath of the battle is really awesome. However, Kakuzu himself feels that he has lost the value of saying this, and that he has lost his dignity because of his mistakes. If I knew it, I would have killed this Uchiha clan kid earlier. Now, Kakuzu can't help but secretly regret it. If he had known, Uchiha Kamizuki would ask such an embarrassing question. AJFE. He had already killed Uchiha Kamizuki, the brat. How could he be given a chance to say so many things? After much deliberation, Comrade Kakuzu, who felt that the strong disdain lies, finally found a good way, and even said, Uchiha Kamizuki, if you want to know, it's not impossible, but anything needs an equivalent exchange. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but have a strange look in his eyes, and then he asked. That's right, then I don't know, what kind of price do you think seniors can let you tell me the situation at that time? My favorite thing in my life is money. If you really want to know, it's not impossible. Speaking of this, Kakuzu couldn't help but slightly, with a pair of green eyes, he kept scanning Uchiha Kamizuki's body. Looking at Kakuzu's current appearance, he seems to be thinking about how much to bid. Boom! Just when Uchiha Kamizuki's attention was focused on Kakuzu, the ground in front of him suddenly burst open. Immediately, I even saw one of Kakuzu's arms, which was connected by the tentacles of the earth's resentment, suddenly stretched out from the ground. This happened so suddenly that Uchiha Kamizuki, who was mostly focused on Kakuzu, was hit by a wrong hand immediately, and was directly pinched by Kakuzu's tentacle fist. You actually used this method, to attack me secretly. Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes widened, his face full of disbelief. He obviously didn't expect that Kakuzu, who was obviously stronger than them, had always had the upper hand, and had the demeanor of an old-timer, would use this method to sneak attack him, a latecomer. Uchiha kid, didn't your instructor tell you when you were in ninja school that surprise is the most important thing in ninja battles? Hearing this, Kakuzu sneered, and immediately put on the posture of an old man, and began to preach to God Uchiha. Since they didn't teach you, then let me teach you, just right, your head will be my tuition fee. Haha, to die, you brat of the Uchiha clan. As soon as the words fell, Kakuzu's thoughts moved, and he pinched the arm of Uchiha Kamizuki's neck suddenly, and pinched Uchiha Kamizuki's neck with force. Boom. The next moment, Uchiha Kamizuki's body suddenly exploded into a puff of smoke and disappeared in place. What? It's actually Shadow Clone. Seeing this scene, Kakuzu was shocked immediately. He really didn't realize that Uchiha Kamizuki just now was Shadow Clone. When did this brat use Shadow Clone? At the same time, Kakuzu's green eyes were flaring up and down, trying to find the real body of Uchiha Kamizuki. Quote exclamation mark quote. The moment Kakuzu turned around, behind where Uchiha Kamizuki was before, a stone suddenly changed into the appearance of Uchiha Kamizuki. At the same time, two shadow clones also appeared beside Uchiha Kamizuki, and they rubbed quickly on his right hand. Not long after, a shuriken-like Rasengan appeared in the hands of Uchiha Kamizuki. Wind-style Rasengan Shuriken. Buzz. At the moment when the ninjutsu took shape, a loud buzzing sound suddenly came from the Rasengan Shuriken in Uchiha Kamizuki's hand. Boom, boom. The moment Rasengan was condensed, the two shadow clones beside Uchiha Kamizuki immediately dissipated. And Uchiha Kamizuki also activated lightning-style chakra mode at the same time to activate his body, and then rushed towards Kakuzu. This ninjutsu, if you get hit, I'm afraid it will be very troublesome. Almost the moment he saw Uchiha Kamizuki's Rasengan Shuriken, Kakuzu couldn't help but have such thoughts in his mind. Immediately, with a flash of his figure, he was about to dodge to the side. It's too late to leave at this time. Suddenly, Mitarashi Zishao's voice reached Kakuzu's ears. Immediately, I saw Mitarashi Zishao's hands spinning like wheels. In just a moment, Mitarashi Zishao completed a set of complicated handprints, and then slammed his palms on the ground. Earth-style Earth Dragon Binding. A lifelike Earth Dragon made of mud suddenly jumped out of the mud under Kakuzu's feet, and quickly wrapped around Kakuzu's body. Being restrained by the Earth Dragon, Kakuzu's face suddenly became ugly. Looking at Uchiha Kamizuki who was rushing over quickly, Kakuzu suddenly had a murderous intent in his heart. Immediately, Kakuzu's thoughts moved suddenly. The wind-style mask monster and the fire-style mask monster turned their heads at the same time, and Uchiha Kamizuki turned around. Die, you brat of the Uchiha clan. Kakuzu's face suddenly became fierce, and he shouted at Uchiha Kamizuki. Fire-style head hard. The fire-style masked monster was the first to show its power, and shot out towards Uchiha Kamizuki, a pillar of fire containing intense high temperature. Wind-style crush harm. And almost at the same time, the wind-style masked monster also opened its mouth, spraying out a terrifying real gust of wind. Moreover, these two wind-style and fire-style ninjutsu actually formed a combined ninjutsu in midair, and the power became more and more terrifying. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki had to stop immediately, and then threw the Rasengan Shuriken in his hand. When Uchiha Kamizuki's Rasengan Shuriken touched Kakuzu's, the wind and fire combination ninjutsu of the two masked monsters exploded immediately. Boom! In the violent explosion sound, there was a terrifying cutting power, the wind blade, which exploded in all directions in an instant. Chi-chi! The three kinds of ninjutsu collided on the ground, setting off a terrifying shock wave, which directly covered a range of 100 meters. After releasing ninjutsu, Uchiha Kamizuki retreated directly and joined Mitarashi Zishao who rushed over. Kamizuki, are you still holding on? Seeing that Uchiha Kamizuki's figure was shaking, Mitarashi Zishao immediately picked up Uchiha Kamizuki on his back. Then, with Uchiha Kamizuki on his back, he jumped between the mountains and forests, and quickly ran in the direction of Konoha village. Before, when Uchiha Kamizuki rescued Mitarashi Zishao, he had already discussed the next tactics with him. From the very beginning, Mitarashi Zishao and Uchiha Kamizuki, the two of them had no intention of killing Kakuzu. It's not that they don't want to, but Kakuzu's strength is really too strong. One person has 5 chakra attributes, and none of the chakra attribute ninjutsu is terrible. The most important thing is that his 5 chakra attributes can still be separated from the body. In this way, not only the opponent's body is liberated, but also various tactical coordination can be carried out. Under such circumstances, the opponent alone is equivalent to a powerful Jonin-level team with tacit cooperation, which is really difficult to deal with. Just after Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou, the two of them escaped, Kakuzu came out of the pit in a broken body. It's just that at this moment, Kakuzu's body is full of terrifying hair-sized mouths. Kakuzu in this form is like a rag doll that has been patched up with thin threads, and its appearance is extremely terrifying. And the source of all this is the damage caused by Uchiha Kamizuki's wind-style Rasengan Shuriken. Uchiha brat. Kakuzu's face was extremely resentful. This time, it can be said that he was the most seriously injured. In such a situation, even when Kakuzu went to assassinate first Hokage, Senju Hashirama, he never suffered so severely. With a thought in Kakuzu's mind, the wind-style masked monsters, fire-style masked monsters and water-style masked monsters quickly gathered around Kakuzu. Then these masked monsters got into Kakuzu's body one after another, and finally turned into 3 masks, which were inlaid on Kakuzu's back. As for the lightning-style mask monster, it was accidentally hit by Uchiha Kamizuki's wind-style Rasengan before, and the whole heart was shattered. So now Kakuzu, plus his own heart, has 4 hearts left. It can be said that Uchiha Kamizuki's previous blow directly killed his life. Thinking that after paying such a high price, Kakuzu lost all 2 targets in a row, Kakuzu was so depressed that he died. I must kill you. For the first time, Kakuzu killed because of himself, wanting to kill. In Kakuzu's eyes, a strong killing intent flashed. After observing the traces of the scene, he chose a direction and galloped away. The direction he pursued was exactly the direction Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou jumped from before. And Kakuzu just ran out, and was discovered by Mitarashi Zishou and Uchiha Kamizuki. As soon as they noticed that Kakuzu was chasing after him quickly, it was Mitarashi Zishou and Uchiha Kamizuki, and their expressions changed slightly. That guy actually came after him. Mitarashi Zishou was hit before, and Kakuzu's lightning-style attack did not hurt lightly. In addition, they are carrying Uchiha Kamizuki on their backs at this time, so there is no 1 in 10. Compared with the two, their speed is not as fast as Kakuzu. The situation of Uchiha Kamizuki at this time is not too good. Uchiha Kamizuki used the wind-style Rasengan Shuriken before, and there was a side effect that appeared when Uzumaki Naruto used this move for the first time. Moreover, the amount of chakra in Uchiha Kamizuki's body was almost consumed by the use of the Rasengan Shuriken. Why is Anbu's support still not available? At this time, Mitarashi Zishou was extremely anxious, and he had already notified the Anbu ninja who secretly protected them. However, it is strange that after so long, Anbu's support ninjas have not yet arrived, which made Mitarashi Zishou feel a bad feeling in his heart. Could it be, they also encountered an ambush? Just when Mitarashi Zishou was wondering why Anbu's support ninjas hadn't arrived yet, not far in front of him, there was suddenly the sound of ninjas running fast. Call out, call out, call out, call out. Soon, 4 ninjas with white animal masks and Anbu ninja costumes in obvious Konoha appeared in front of Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou. Master Zishou, we are late. Before the two parties could contact each other, the Anbu ninja headed by the opposite side immediately signaled to Mitarashi Zishou to avoid unnecessary misunderstanding. Finally come. Seeing the special gestures of those people opposite, Mitarashi Zishou's heart immediately relaxed. Because their hand gestures are special handprints that are only used in Anbu in Konoha village, and it is absolutely impossible to imitate if it is not Anbu in Konoha village. Hurry up, the opponent's strength is extremely strong, and they are chasing them quickly. After confirming his identity, Mitarashi Zishou immediately told the current situation. Afterwards, after Mitarashi Zishou thought about it, he began to order directly, saying, quickly prepare traps and try your best to block the opponent's pursuit. In fact, Mitarashi Zishou had already thought of a way out for this plan long before. Although, the strength of Anbu in Konoha village is very strong, every Anbu ninja is at least, especially the strength of Jonin level. However, the strength of the opponents is too strong, at least they are pseudo-cage level other strengths, even if these people team up, there is no chance of winning. Yes, heavenly beings. The 4 Anbu ninjas on the opposite side looked at each other involuntarily when they heard the words, and then began to set traps. A large number of detonating symbols were concealed by a group of Anbu ninjas, buried in the surrounding corners among the trees. As for Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou, the two of them didn't dare to stay at all, and went all the way to the location of Konoha village. Boom, boom, boom. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Zishou, the two of them hadn't walked out for a long time, when they heard the sound of explosions from behind, and immediately knew that Kakuzu was chasing from behind. After seeing the enemy, the looming figure, several Anbu ninjas looked at each other, and one of the Anbu ninjas immediately said, "Master Zishou, you go first, we will stay and hold each other back." Mitarashi Zishou's complexion changed when he heard the words, and he immediately refused sharply. No, Mitarashi Zishou already has a deep understanding of Kakuzu's terrifying strength. With the strength of this group of Anbu ninjas, if they choose to stay, the result may be death. In this case, how could Mitarashi Zishou watch these Anbu ninjas die in front of his own eyes? Master Zishou, you can no longer hesitate, the enemy has already caught up. Seeing this scene, an Anbu ninja flashed his body and rushed towards Kakuzu. Seeing this scene, the other three Anbu ninjas suddenly turned around and rushed towards Kakuzu. Kamizuki, you should be able to act on your own. Speaking of this, Mitarashi Zishou suddenly stopped, put Uchiha Kamizuki down, and said to Uchiha Kamizuki, "Kamizuki, go back to the village immediately and find more Anbu ninjas to help." After listening to Mitarashi Zishou's words, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but grabbed Mitarashi Zishou's arm, and immediately persuaded. "Uncle Zishou, but with your current physical condition, if you try your best, I'm afraid you won't be able to help much. It's better." However, before Uchiha Kamizuki finished speaking, he was interrupted by Mitarashi Purple Lightning. "I can't watch with my own eyes our comrades in Konoha village die at the hands of the enemy and remain indifferent." When Mitarashi Zishou said this, a faint smile suddenly appeared on his scorched and tired face, and he said to Uchiha Kamizuki, "Kamizuki, ninjas are always forced to make cruel choices that they least want to face. Okay, Kamizuki, you go, I'll buy you time." As soon as the words fell, Mitarashi Zishou turned around resolutely and chased after the previous Anbu ninjas. Looking at the scene in front of him, recalling the little things that he and Mitarashi Zishou got along with along the way, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help clenching his fists. For a moment, Uchiha Kamizuki thought about rushing back with Mitarashi Zishou and fighting Kakuzu to the death. However, reason told him that he was just dying in vain by doing so. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki had mixed feelings, and he even doubted himself a little. In fact, his so-called rationality now is entirely his own, and it is just an excuse for him to hide himself, which is now very afraid of death. Am I afraid of death? At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help asking himself in his heart, he now knows his truest year. Unknowingly, Uchiha Kamizuki found that he had regarded the Hokage ninja world as a real world. And he also has a common problem of being a genius Jiaohao in the Hokage ninja world, and he does not allow his life to be stained. Uchiha Kamizuki felt that if he chose to escape alone this time, he would not be able to hold his head up in the future. At this time, Uchiha Kamizuki was even a little envious of Uzumaki Naruto. Because, under such circumstances, if Uzumaki Naruto was to be said, he would not hesitate at all, and he would have been the first to rush up and fight Kakuzu to the death. The current Uchiha Kamizuki is double due to being from the earth. He will not be as enthusiastic as these ninjas in the Hokage ninja world. It is very difficult for him to do it, for the sake of his companions and honor, he can do everything at all, even if it is to bet everything on himself. What the hell am I supposed to do? In Uchiha Kamizuki's mind, various thoughts kept surging, hitting his heart like a tide. What the hell am I supposed to do? In Uchiha Kamizuki's mind, various thoughts kept surging, hitting his heart like a tide. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki's heart began to struggle wildly, suddenly, a special chakra emerged strangely from the depths of his mind, and slowly invaded into his brain. In the end, this special chakra, under the stimulation of complex emotions such as anger, fear, regret, hatred, etc., suddenly turned into a very special chakra. Suddenly, this extremely special chakra rushed into the eyes of Uchiha Kamizuki crazily. Unknowingly, Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes began to change. His pair of black and white pupils that were originally turned scarlet like blood in an instant. Immediately, the jet black pupils suddenly split, turning into 3 symmetrical black hooked jades, which slowly rotated. Before he knew it, Uchiha Kamizuki turned on Sharingan completely unconsciously because of the crazy shock of his inner emotions. And with the passage of time, and Uchiha Kamizuki's constant torture of his own heart in the depths of his heart, Guyu in his main Guyu Sharingan turned faster and faster. Gradually, an Uzumaki actually formed, and even began to gather towards the center, as if wanting to construct a brand new pattern. At this moment, a ninja wearing Anbu costume suddenly appeared in the distance. Call out, listen to the sound of this Anbu ninja walking through the woods. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly woke up slowly from his own inner world. At the same time, Uchiha's Sharingan, which was about to take shape, was also closed at this moment. Ha! After waking up, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help sweating profusely, panting heavily. It's dangerous, I almost lost control of my emotions just now. When Uchiha Kamizuki thinks that before, he was almost like the goddess described in the martial arts novels of his previous life, and he couldn't help feeling scared for a while. The so-called self-knowledge is not to achieve everything, not to be perfect in everything. It's about knowing what you can do, and what you can't do. A truly strong person must be able to recognize his true self and learn to forgive his own powerlessness. Suddenly, a realization emerged from the depths of Uchiha Kamizuki's heart. Boom! Just at the moment when Uchiha Kamizuki understood these things, there was a roaring sound in his mind. He suddenly felt his body lighten, as if breaking free from some shackles, and the chakra in his body became extremely active. At the same time, waves of inexplicable power emerged from his limbs and bones, filling his whole body. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly broke through. Originally, after recruiting Uzumaki Naruto Shippuden, a character card, Uchiha Kamizuki's own realm has reached the level of a special Jonin. In this way, coupled with Uchiha Kamizuki's intense emotional changes and enlightenment just now, Uchiha Kamizuki finally completed a breakthrough. Now he has become the youngest ever Jonin-level ninja in Konoha village. Before Uchiha Kamizuki was happy for his breakthrough, the previous Anbu ninja also came in front of Uchiha Kamizuki at this moment. Uchiha Kamizuki, Lord Zishao ordered me to take you there. This Anbu ninja with a cat face mask, as soon as he appeared, he simply pointed at Uchiha Kamizuki, and after a quick explanation, he took the lead and rushed forward. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki understood that it must be Mitarashi Zishao worried about herself. Mitarashi Zishao should be afraid that his head would get hot and he would go back to fight Kakuzu desperately, so he specially sent an Anbu ninja to take him back. Uncle Zishao. After roughly understanding the purpose of Mitarashi Zishao, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help being moved, and then rushed away with the Anbu ninja in front of him. Only by getting away from here faster can Mitarashi Zishao, they take the initiative and don't have to deal with Kakuzu anymore. Uchiha Kamizuki believed that without this layer of restrictions, Mitarashi Zishao and his group could not defeat Kakuzu if they joined forces, but if they wanted to retreat, it should not be difficult. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately withdrew his divergent thinking and began to focus more on the road. What's going on? This direction doesn't seem to be the direction of Konoha village. With the return of attention, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly found that the route they are running now has deviated from where Konoha village is located. Anbu ninjas don't know the way. Uchiha Kamizuki frowned slightly, he looked at the Anbu ninja in front of him, and instantly killed the thought. Then, the only result is that there is something wrong with this Anbu ninja. Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but narrowed his eyes slightly, then began to slow down slowly, and then ran towards other directions. The moment Uchiha Kamizuki turned around, the Anbu ninja in front of him wearing a cat face mask suddenly turned around and threw a lot of kunai in the direction of Uchiha Kamizuki. There is indeed a problem. After listening to the sound and arguing, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately felt the movement behind him, and turned around in an instant to block it with no parry. Clang, clang, clang. Uchiha Kamizuki's hands were lightning fast, and he blocked every sharp kunai with great precision. This is the detonator. Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes froze, and he found that among the large number of kunai flying towards him, there were actually a few burning detonating charms hanging behind a few kunai. The next moment, these detonating symbols exploded violently. Boom, boom, boom. Several detonating symbols exploded one after another, setting off a huge mushroom cloud made of smoke and dust in the forest. Wind-style fierce fan. A gust of wind blew away the smoke and dust, and the masked Anbu ninja was standing on a huge tree trunk. At this time, the Anbu ninja with a cat face mask was performing wind-style ninjutsu, blowing away the smoke and dust around him, intending to look for Uchiha Kamizuki. Call out. At this moment, a large piece of sharp kunai suddenly shot out from behind this Anbu ninja, covering it like raindrops. The reaction speed of the Anbu ninja in the cat face mask was very fast, and he raised his right hand in an instant. The next moment, a samurai sword flashing with cold light swung out instantly, bringing a brilliant light of the sword, and facing the flying rain of kunai. Clang, clang, clang. The samurai sword was swung by a masked ninja so that water could not enter, and no kunai could attack him. Fire-style great fireball technique. Just when the cat face mask Anbu ninja was facing the rain of misery in front of him, a huge fireball with blazing high temperature bombarded the cat face mask Anbu ninja. Seeing this scene, the Anbu ninja in the cat face mask suddenly flashed a flash of thunder. Immediately, he saw his body shake suddenly, and his speed became even faster. I saw this Anbu ninja with a cat face mask, and the ones who were shot 3 times, 5 times and 2 times were knocked into the air, these flying kunai. Then, the cat face mask Anbu ninja threw the samurai sword in his hand into the sky, and his hands began to form seals quickly. Yin si yin ri. The moment the final seal was completed, the samurai sword also fell from the sky and was placed horizontally on the hand of Anbu ninja with a cat face mask. Water-style water barrier. A cascade of blue water rises in front of Anbu ninja with cat face mask. The great fireball ejected by Uchiha Kamizuki, carrying a blazing high temperature, bombarded the water barrier with lightning. Chi. Immediately, a stream of water was evaporated, forming a large amount of steam rising and spreading to the surroundings. Just as the mist rose, Uchiha Kamizuki attacked again. With a flick of his arm, a large number of kunai and darts flew out of Uchiha Kamizuki's hands. Call out. Facing this wave of attacks by Uchiha Kamizuki, the cat face mask Anbu ninja flashed, and immediately used the body flicker technique to fly to a big tree on the other side. And at the moment when the cat-faced Anbu ninja appeared, Uchiha Kamizuki's figure appeared beside the cat-faced Anbu ninja almost at the same time. In an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki held a sharp kunai and slammed into the heart of the Anbu ninja with a cat face mask. What? Seeing this scene, Anbu Ren's pupils in the cat face mask shrank suddenly, and it was obvious that he didn't react. PFF'd. As the blood splashed, the body of the Anbu ninja wearing a cat face mask immediately fell to the ground. Call out. The next moment, the figure of Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly appeared next to the corpse of the cat face masked Anbu ninja. Uchiha Kamizuki squatted down, then stretched out his hand towards the cat face mask Anbu ninja's mask, and directly took off the cat face mask on the opponent's face. The moment Uchiha Kamizuki took off the mask, the previously dead Anbu ninja with a cat face mask suddenly appeared on Uchiha's godly body. PFF'd. Between lightning and flint, a katana with cold light stabbed through Uchiha Kamizuki's back directly from the back of his heart. Clatter. The next moment, before the cat-masked Anbu ninja could show his joyful expression, the Uchiha Kamizuki in front of him became more and more unreal. In the end, Uchiha Kamizuki disappeared like a bubble in the surprised eyes of the other party. How so? Seeing this scene, the Anbu ninja in the cat face mask couldn't help but change his face wildly. This time, he really didn't find out when Uchiha Kamizuki replaced the main body and clone. PFF'd. At the moment when this cat face mask Anbu ninja's thoughts fluctuated, a sharp kunai pierced directly from the heart of the cat face mask Anbu ninja. It turned out to be a phantom. Seeing the bright red blood continuously flowing out from his heart, the eyes of Anbu ninja with cat face mask could not help revealing a hint of enlightenment. It turned out that from the very beginning, he was under the illusion of Uchiha Kamizuki, and mistook his 3-tomo Sharingan for a Goyu Sharingan, so that he himself was under the illusion without knowing it. The reason why we were able to win so easily this time is mainly because of information asymmetry. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at the Anbu ninja wearing a cat face mask who died in his hands. Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but shook his head, and secretly slandered. If this guy knows that I have been promoted to 3 Tomo Sharingan, this guy will not easily look at my Sharingan, nor will he be recruited so easily. The current Uchiha Kamizuki, chakra consumes a lot. Even if he has been promoted to the Jonin level, the real strength that can be displayed is only the Chunin level. And this Anbu ninja with a cat face mask is close to the Jonin level in strength. If Uchiha Kamizuki is, in his prime, he is not afraid of him. However, he is only a half disabled now, and his strength is only at the level of Chunin, so he is naturally a little guilty. Therefore, as soon as Uchiha Kamizuki came up, he used the illusion ability of 3 Tomo Sharingan, caught the opponent by surprise, and solved the opponent with the smallest strength. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki didn't hesitate anymore, and directly took off the mask on the opponent's face. Uchiha Kamizuki wanted to see who the person in front of him was, and who ordered him to kill him. Uchiha Kamizuki wanted to see who the person in front of him was, and who ordered him to kill him. As expected, Uchiha Kamizuki did not recognize the true face of the Anbu ninja with a cat face mask. Uncle Zishao once said before that he notified the Anbu ninja in Konoha village, so this person can't be a fake. Besides, the two sides have also exchanged street codes before, and the possibility of counterfeiting is indeed out of the question. However, this Anbu ninja came back by himself after Uncle Zishao and the others left. Then is it possible that this person was assassinated on the way back, and then he was stiffened again by Lee Datao? This Anbu ninja should not be one of Sarutobi Hiruzen's subordinates. In Uchiha Kamizuki's mind, he was constantly analyzing the cause and effect of the matter. According to the situation, Mitarashi Zishao has no reason to kill me. Moreover, along the way, if Mitarashi Zishao wants to make a move, there are plenty of opportunities, and there is no need for such diametrically opposed means. Judging from what Kakuzu said earlier, someone offered me a bounty in the black market, so who is this person? There are 3 situations at present. First, as I speculated before, the person who put a bounty on me is a member of the Uchiha family. And this Anbu person should be Shimura Danzo's person. The reason why this happened is really a coincidence. The second situation is that the person who put a bounty on me in the black market is also a member of Shimura Danzo. All these things before and after are Shimura Danzo's serial plan. He predicted that Mitarashi Zishao would ask for help from the Anbu ninja when he was in danger. Therefore, Shimura Danzo planted people from his roots in Anbu again, and then killed me. The third scenario, and the one I'm least willing to face, is the Uchiha clan joining forces with Shimura Danzo. However, according to the relationship between Shimura Danzo and the Uchiha clan, it is unlikely that they will actually join forces. In Uchiha Kamizuki's mind, various thoughts are constantly surging, and the current situation is a bit complicated. If the situation is the second, it means that Shimura Danzo has a high IQ and is definitely cautious enough to do things. And Shimura Danzo, who is so cautious, may not have left a third step of emergency measures. That is to say, in order to take refuge in Uchiha Kamizuki and avoid the second assassination, Shimura Danzo is very likely to be in the vicinity of Konoha village, and there is also a third wave of Shimura Danzo's people. In order to solve it completely, it is possible that after escaping the assassination, he went back to the village in a panic, and Uchiha Kamizuki who came to ask for help. After all, in this Hokage world, when a ninja encounters danger, the first thing he thinks of is to return to his village for help. Just to be careful, I'd better not go back to Konoha village right now. At least, until Mitarashi Zishao returns to Konoha village, I won't be able to go back, so as not to be called by Shimura Danzo to catch the thief and give me a shit pot. With this in mind, Uchiha glanced at the surrounding situation, and then directly chose a direction, and began to leap onto the trees and leap away. It only took about 10 minutes, and Uchiha Kamizuki found a relatively hidden cave, and then got into it. After taking some precautionary measures, Uchiha Kamizuki came to the center of the cave and found a relatively clean place to sit down. Sure enough, this one of Uzumaki Naruto, Wind-style Rasengan Shuriken, when used for the first time, will appear in the same situation as Uzumaki Naruto. Uchiha Kamizuki inspected it. After the injury on his right arm, he couldn't help frowning slightly, and then he thought about it secretly. According to the current situation, I have Uzumaki Naruto Shippuden. The blessing of this character card is already due after the second cast, and this situation will not happen again. But now we still have to solve it, the current injury is enough. One thought, Uchiha Kamizuki entered the system immediately. Without hesitation, with a thought, Uchiha Kamizuki directly clicked on the interface of the system mall. After searching around, he found a secret scroll with healing jutsu sealed. 0. Seeking flowers. After looking at the function of the healing jutsu secret scroll, Uchiha Kamizuki nodded in satisfaction. However, when he saw the price of this secret scroll next, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but raise his eyes slightly. The corners of his mouth twitched slightly. What the hell, you actually want 15,000 taels? You know, this secret scroll of healing jutsu is just a one-time item, and it is actually sold at a sky-high price of 15,000 taels. How can this prevent Uchiha from being shocked? Master, this secret scroll of healing jutsu can instantly restore all the negative states in your body, so 15,000 taels is definitely worth it. As soon as Uchiha Kamizuki complained that the healing jutsu secret volume was too expensive, Furokumaru, the system elf, suddenly became unhappy and explained it to Uchiha Kamizuki. Is that so? You can still think about it. After listening to Furokumaru's explanation, Uchiha Kamizuki's face looked better. Although the healing jutsu secret scroll is expensive enough, it can recover in all directions. This ability is still worth a try. After all, this kind of cheating ability is equivalent to being resurrected with full blood, almost giving Uchiha Kamizuki a second life, which is suitable for life-saving at critical moments. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki became cruel and bought a secret scroll of healing jutsu for 15,000 taels. Try the effect and then tell. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki himself knew that he was not completely sure that he was out of crisis. Therefore, the best way at present is naturally to use the secret volume of healing jutsu in one place first, so that I can restore myself to the state of the whole province first. In this way, he also happened to try to see if the healing jutsu secret volume was as miraculous as the system said. Immediately, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately exited the system space, then tore open the healing jutsu secret scroll in his hand, and began to use healing jutsu on himself. After purchasing the healing jutsu scroll, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately exited the system space. Looking at the seal scroll in his hand, Uchiha Kamizuki decided to test the effect first. If the effect is not good, Uchiha Kamizuki will not buy it again. Try the effect of this healing jutsu secret scroll before talking about other things. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki directly tore open the healing jutsu secret scroll in his hand, and began to use healing jutsu on himself. Just after Uchiha Kamizuki tore open the secret scroll that sealed healing jutsu, there was a strong green light representing the breath of life that enveloped his whole body. This effect is really. Uchiha Kamizuki felt in his body that all the cell damage caused by the wind-style spiral shuriken before was quickly repaired under the treatment of the healing jutsu secret scroll, and he was suddenly surprised. 1 minute later, all the wounds on Uchiha Kamizuki's body were healed by the healing jutsu secret scroll. Is everything really alright? Squeezing his fist, Uchiha Kamizuki still couldn't believe it. Although the products produced by this system are very expensive, the effect is really worth mentioning. Uchiha Kamizuki first lamented the effect of the healing jutsu secret scroll. But then, Uchiha God Moon's complexion suddenly became ugly again, as uncomfortable as eating a pile of shit. What the hell, Lousy's mission this time is only 10,000 taels, and when he returns to the village, he has to hand in 10% for the public account, and it's only 9,000 taels. The problem is, this time Mitarashi Zishou has followed suit, and Lousy will give him a few thousand taels at least. And this healing jutsu secret scroll is worth 15,000 taels. After this set of exploitation, I didn't make a penny after cooperating with Lousy on this mission. On the contrary, I lost 11,000 taels of money, too. Thinking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes were a little red, and then he gritted his teeth and said, If it is really Shimura Danzo and the Uchiha clan who are messing with me behind my back, you have to pay me 10 times the money, otherwise I will never forgive you. After 3 full minutes, Uchiha Kamizuki regained his strength, and then entered the system space again, and came to the Ninja Mall interface. The character cards I recruited before are more suitable for frontal combat. They are not very suitable for fighting with complex terrain and weirder opponents. This time, I need to recruit a more versatile ninja. While thinking about it, Uchiha Kamizuki flipped through all the existing B-rank ninja character cards, hesitating who to recruit first. You are the one. Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki looked at a character card in front of him, then gritted his teeth, and said to the system spirit Furokumaru. I want to specify to buy this B-level character card. As you wish, dear host. Hearing this, Furokumaru couldn't help but smile slightly, and then directly deducted 10,000 taels from Uchiha Kamizuki's account. Then, I saw a shining character card flying in front of Uchiha Kamizuki. Props. Character cards. Level. B-rank ninja Uchiha Itachi Anbu. Normal skill 1. Illusion clone explosion. Jia Yin creates one or more clones, which can confuse the enemy and make a powerful explosion at the same time. Common skill 2. Ninja, crow clone technique. Project your own Ajax chakra onto dozens of birds and make clone ninjutsu. Note 1. Because this technique uses birds as the medium to use the clone technique, so this technique consumes less chakra than the shadow clone technique. Note 2. Summon scattered crows together and fuse to transform into a human form. The cloned crow inherits the abilities of the summoner and can be used in conjunction with illusion. It can also perform clone blasting, use the clone to lure the enemy, detonate the clone, and the explosion is powerful. Note 3. The crow clone technique is based on the fact that dozens of birds form a split body, so when the caster cuts off chakra, the birds will scatter away. Uchiha Itachi. Extinction Shisui Slash. Uchiha Itachi uses his family's great fireball technique to attack, then uses his best kunai for multiple strikes, and finally uses Anbu's ninja sword to strike as fast as lightning to finish the enemy. Passive Skill 1. 3 Tomo Sharingan Illusion Grandmaster. You have inherited the illusion talent of one of the strongest geniuses in the Uchiha clan. From then on, your mastery of 3 Tomo Sharingan level pupil art will reach an astonishing level. Quote. Appearance bonus. Illusion attack power increased by 10%, seal speed increased by 8%, cultivation speed increased by 5%, fire style ninjutsu attack power increased by 9%, Sharingan pupil art attack power increased by 100%. 10 out of 10. Haha. As expected of Itachi God, this bonus is basically not inferior to the Prince Uzumaki Naruto. After careful inspection, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help being overjoyed after the various attributes of Uchiha Itachi Anbu were added. Among them, Uchiha Kamizuki is most satisfied with the first 2 common skills of Uchiha Itachi, which can be varied and can cooperate with each other, and their power is strong enough. And this passive skill is not bad. Uchiha Kamizuki took a look at Uchiha Itachi's passive skill, 3 Tomo Sharingan Illusion Grandmaster, which is also very good. By the way, with the blessing of this passive skill, I'll go buy a few magic beds first. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately clicked on the system's mall interface again and began to choose. Illusion Konoha Ryu hyphenation Point Willow. Created by Senju Tobarama, it combines illusion and swordsmanship, S-level illusion without seal, priced at 200,000 taels. Illusion Technique Narakujian Technique. D-level illusion technique, allowing the opponent to see the most feared scene, and perform a high-intensity mental blow. The price is 5,000 taels. Illusion Fox Heart Art. B-level illusion. This is an illusion like walking into a maze. It can be performed on multiple people at the same time. The performer will wander unconsciously, just like being confused by a fox. Before the discovery of Zongshu, a lot of physical strength has been consumed, and the price is 20,000 taels. Illusion is not a technique here. C-level illusion, which makes the opponent mistake one place for another. It can confuse most enemies' sense of direction. The price is 10,000 taels. Illusion Sha Servant Technique. B-level illusion, making the opponent see the phantoms of one person after another, in order to disrupt the enemy's tactics and thinking. The price is 20,000 taels. Illusion Nirvana Abode Technique. B-level illusion, which drops a large number of phantom-like feathers and puts the enemy into a sleep state. The price is 20,000 taels. Illusion Mirror World. Level 5 illusion. It is an illusion that deciphers the illusion cast by the enemy on oneself, and completely reflects the effect of the illusion to the enemy. The price is 200,000 taels. Note: Although it is a kind of rebound illusion, if you want to see through the illusion instantly and bounce it back to the opponent, you need to use Sharingan's ability to completely bounce back the illusion that was originally used to confuse the enemy, which can greatly affect the opponent's spirit. The blows, the imperfect illusions, will all be reflected back by the Sharingan mirror. Looking through the system carefully, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but twitch when he gave the prices and effects of most of the illusions. It's too expensive, even if it's a rubbish D-level illusion, it costs 5,000 taels of shit. This is so much money, if I'm a little bit lucky, it's enough for me to issue a C-level ninja character card. Uchiha Kamizuki turned his eyes and landed on Furokumaru, who was on the side, showing a very unhappy expression, and said, "System, you are cheating. That, host, these prices are all set by the system, and I can't help it." Hearing this, Furokumaru couldn't help showing an expression of, "I'm also surprised, and I'm innocent," and explained to Uchiha Kamizuki, saying, "Actually, such a price is actually not very expensive, especially these illusions given by the system. As long as the host purchases them, they will definitely be able to do so. If the host is a secret technique obtained from the outside world, you have to learn it on your own initiative. Therefore, if it is a bit more expensive, it is actually quite normal." Uchiha Kamizuki felt better after listening to Furokumaru's explanation, AJBC. However, when he looked at the prices given by those illusionists again, his heart began to ache again. It was really too expensive. If this is an ordinary ninja, even if he gets this Krypton Gold system, Krypton Gold without money is completely useless. Among other things, the 200,000 taels for an S-level illusion is not something a Chunin-level ninja can afford. Forget it, you must improve your strength first, otherwise, if one accidentally dies on the battlefield, then no matter how much money you have, it will be useless. Thinking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but gritted his teeth, and said to Furokumaru, who was beside him, "System, I want to buy the Magic Mirror World Transformation, Nirvana Abode Technique, and Narakujian Technique." "As you wish, dear host." Hearing this, Furokumaru couldn't help but smile, and then directly deducted Uchiha Kamizuki's 225,000 taels from Uchiha Kamizuki's account. Afterwards, 3 consecutive scrolls that sealed the illusion chosen by Uchiha Kamizuki flew to Uchiha Kamizuki. "What the hell, this is 225,000 taels." Reaching out to take these 3 sealing scrolls, which seemed inconspicuous at all, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help shaking his hands slightly. Before, he sold his lightning-style Chidori for 800,000 taels, and returned Namikaze Minato's 100,000 taels, plus the 20,000 taels he had left before, it was 720,000 taels. Later, I bought 2 B-level ninja character cards, plus 225,000 taels at this time, and 15,000 taels from the previous Healing Jutsu secret volume, plus some miscellaneous ninja tools, and for other special items, Uchiha Kamizuki spent a total of nearly 500,000 taels. After going back and forth, Uchiha Kamizuki now only has about 200,000 taels left, which is just enough for him to open twice as usual, and buy another B-level character card at a critical moment. What the hell, lousy is back to before liberation. Looking at the little money he has left now, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help showing a wry smile. At this moment, a notification sound from the system suddenly sounded in Uchiha Kamizuki's mind. Dididi. Congratulations to host for accumulatively recharging 700,000 taels. The VIP level has been upgraded, and the new function Summoning Beast summoning field has been opened, and host can check it out by himself. What? Another new function has been opened. After hearing the prompt, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help being slightly taken aback, and said secretly, "Have I already recharged 700,000 taels? I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more."